like he's really like on that shit for real.
Nah, yeah, I could hear it in his raps.
Yeah, he's like that for real. He told me like he told me like I told myself by 25 if I had that shit I was not meant to be. So it's like kind of cool to actually see him like progress into where he's came.
Yeah, that shit. Wow.
Shit's gas.
Bet. Welcome to another episode of We Still Don't Know Yet.
Yes, sir, but we trying to know.
episode number 10, but that's what we're here for, to figure it out. We're here with CLT and Lumi.
You want the headphones, but you can get it quick.
Oh,
shit.
Oh, yeah.
Do I need to use the mic? Okay.
Oh, yeah, because it's not going to catch you.
Okay.
And that mic, you just got to, talk, real into.
Okay.
So you can just, move the... Yeah.
Try to move. Yeah.
But,
yeah.
So, yeah, man, what's up? Tell us a little about yourselves, man.
Yeah, for sure. Hell yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I don't want to be the first one to talk. I'm going to talk regardless. You feel me? Go ahead.
I mean, well, my name is Lumi. I go by Lumi So Gifted. I'm a dancer. I model. I'm into fashion. I'm into music. I actually just started making music a few months ago with him.
Okay.
And that was my first time ever actually recording in a recording studio, because I used to do little Instagram videos on IGTV, just freestyle raps and stuff like that, see how people feeling about it. And it was going cool, and I'm everybody you need to get in the studio, you need to rap. So I'm okay, cool. So I went to the studio a few months ago. We recorded a song that we don't have out yet called Blessing. And it went really smooth, but as an artist starting, you feel I'm not used to the mic yet, or you're not really comfortable with them recording with yourself because you just not hearing your voice. So he's the song's fire. I'm I don't know, I'm about to get used to this. I gotta keep recording. So I kept recording, and then I have this song that I'm actually about to drop called I Don't Play. That's my single by myself. I actually have a few dancers. I don't know if y'all know Drew Jeezy. He was in Lil Uzi Vert new video. He made the TikTok dances and stuff like that. Y'all gonna see him in my video. T.E.N. He's also a well-known famous dancer. Y'all gonna see him in the video. Creative K. Y'all know Creative K? Nah, yeah.
Y'all know K, but y'all probably seen her around just didn't know.
Yeah. But you gonna see a lot of them in my video. So I'm probably gonna try to drop that in a week or so. Also, I'm originally from Ghana, but I was raised here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I've been here all my life. Yeah. I don't know. I really I'm very adventurous. I'm optimistic. I like having fun. I like just living in the moment, being in the present. I love being an influence to other people around me. I'm big on that because, you know what I'm saying? I just love helping people out. It makes me feel good about myself. And it makes me feel good when I can make other people feel good too. So that's pretty much it about me. I mean,
How old are you?
I'm 21. I turn 22 next month.
Man, y'all hearing everything she on? Get your ass.
Yeah, I really actually recently had a video go viral on Instagram. It's at 400,000 views now. Dancing to Drew Jeezy's. He had a TikTok dance that he did, and one day he was we got to go make videos, and I'm okay, cool. I don't usually I like to practice or do choreo. So he was just make a video, and I'm okay, cool. I seen the challenge. I'm all right, I'm gonna make this dance, and then I made it, and then a week later it blew up to what was it 100,000?
That John is at 300,000.
Yeah, no, it's at 400,000.
It's 4 now.
Yeah, I'm dang, it was really crazy. But after that, I started getting a lot of bookings and people. I need you to dance to my song, your dance fire, and all types of stuff. So I'm trying to just keep up the momentum, because after I did that was a week ago. I was kind of I don't want to post right now. I don't know if it's gonna go viral the next videos, but it's I'm not trying to focus on the next videos going viral. I'm just trying to focus on me being consistent. You know what I'm saying?
So where can people find your music at? Under what?
I haven't really released it yet, so when it does release, it'll be under Lumi.
Go to the IG, Lumi So Gifted, man, and I'm gonna make sure that y'all get this music. Okay, I'm make sure y'all get this song, man. For real.
Pop that shit.
Huh?
Tell me something about you.
Shit, it's Young Foe from the Foe, man. I don't even know what to say. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing music for like some years here and stuff. You know, like I said, I had some cool opportunities when I was like graduating, and then like my dad, he's an artist and shit, so he didn't have big opportunities and stuff. So like since I was a kid, so like legit, you know what I'm saying, I've been around music and stuff like that. So I just always had a passion for it. I never really knew that I was gonna be an artist until like I was in like high school, and that's when I was really like, okay, I really want to do this. So like I started off, just looking up type beats, woo, and then like over the time I ended up running into some like guys in the city like out here that was doing it like my age and stuff. I went to West Charlotte. West Charlotte had like a whole lot of artists, like a lot of artists. Yeah. So I ran into some guys out there, and then like started recording woo. Around that same time, I was taking like photography and modeling classes or whatever. Started like seeing I wanted to be a model, and like I wanted to take that seriously. And then also like that was when I really decided like too at the same time that I like to speak. So it was like all of it kind of tied into itself. So I was just like having my hands in everything all over the place. And then after graduating, I just got a job, and I just started putting money into like my own music recording, with like doing my own shoots, like just doing my own work. And then like from there, like everything just started going crazy on Instagram. And then like I started getting like opportunities to model, like people wanting to work with me, like music shows, stuff like that. So just over the years though, it's like a lot of like the actual bonds that I made with people, they wasn't as like real as I thought they was. You feel me? So it's like I just had to like distance myself, and I had a hard time with that. So I had spent like some years away from like recording and working and all that. You know what I'm saying? I was just like working on myself inside, and then like towards the end of that inner work, I met my girl, and so like I started talking to her, and we just started like locking in, but we wasn't really like posting it. We weren't really like on the net with it. You know what I'm saying? It was like real life. So it was like a couple months of that, and then like we started like dating, but it was still just real life. It wasn't like no internet shit. And then over time, it was just like we both cool, so it's like damn, like we could get stuff done for real. So we started doing shoots, and we started posting, woo, and then we ran into like some different movements in the city, like LC. I think that's where we met y'all at. Yeah, so then we ran into them. Like I said, my girl dances, so she got like other creatives in her corner. Like she got the Creative K, and they got their opportunities, culture class and stuff going on. And then we had some other opportunities and everything like that. So everything just started aligning around us. And like I said, like she was just saying, she went viral just recently, and like we got this music going, we got this modeling stuff going, we got our brand going, we got ways that we trying to do stuff. So that's really about it, man. I'm just young foe from the foe, man. I just got my hands on a little bit of everything.
How old are you, bro?
Bro, I'm finna turn 25 in January.
25. Oh my mic.
Y'all putting in work, young age.
Yeah.
Man.
Nah, I'm old, man. I'm old, bro. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to talk to my little brother, and they be looking at me like, what? Like, I'm old, bro.
But yeah, how you was saying, we got put on at a LC event, and that's how I seen you the first time dancing, and you there too.
Yeah, she was dancing at Rax Got Me.
Yeah. And then you was dancing to my homie song too, to start to finish, bro, and going crazy. I was like, damn.
Thank you.
And then I think I had followed you.
Yeah.
And then I had really like seen like, damn, these niggas doing a lot. Like they be like, I be seeing like y'all be trading, y'all be modeling, y'all be rapping, dancing, like and it ain't no like average shit. Like I really be seeing y'all like I seen you think it was you had like a performance or a dance thing like in front of the fucking baseball stadium and shit.
Yeah, Taste of Charlotte Festival.
Yeah, I'm like, how the fuck niggas even like get into the type shit like that's. I'm like, yeah, I got, and I seen how locked in y'all really was, like how you was saying, like I could tell, like even when y'all put it on the internet, cause like this is probably the most time we spent around each other, real shit.
Yeah.
But like when y'all do put it on the internet, I can see like this shit real.
Yeah.
Like these they really locked in.
Yeah.
It ain't like most people our age, like most relationships, like it just be on some weird shit. You could tell like they don't even like each other.
It's like a big thing, I guess. Like it's like a thing I've been seeing on Twitter a lot lately, and like I heard about it before, but I didn't really like take it that serious. But like dudes really do not be liking their girlfriends. Like they just be with women just to be with women.
That shit wild.
That shit is weird, bro.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's too many headaches not to like it. Like, wait, nah, man.
That shit is weird, bro. Because really, the friendship and the cooler y'all is, that's what's gonna make the relationship even better. That's what's gonna make the sex better. That's gonna make everything better. So it's like you just being around somebody just to, that shit is, I don't know, bro.
It's worth it though, for sure.
Nah, for sure.
How'd y'all meet?
Yo,
Look,
tell them, y'all.
That's a federal right there,
Chill. Shit, give us the unfederal version. Shit.
I mean, basically online. Like, we met online, right?
We met on Plenty of Fish. No,
ChristianMingle.com.
Black people meet, right? Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I'll tell y'all.
Good.
All right, so like, bro.
Oh, you gonna have to blur it out.
No. Y'all get it. I'm gonna just get all the backstory so the way it don't be seeming like weird, like niggas is on some like, you feel me? So I was at work, and like, you know what I'm saying? This was I was doing inner work on myself, and I had just came across a lot of like women that just wasn't right. You feel me? So I'm at work with it. My homie, his name Christian. He into the Lord, he into God and stuff like that. So he always be talking to me about like finding a good woman. He was telling me about like, you know, you gotta find a good woman, man. You know, you gotta stop messing with those treachers. So I'm like, man, that's all that's out here. You feel me? Like I don't even know what you mean. Like you making shit up. You feel me? So like he was like, nah, man. You know, he's like, no, you know what? I got you. I'm gonna make you a Facebook dating account. And I was like, bruh. I was like, come on, bro. Like what you mean, bro? Like ain't no good girls on Facebook dating. Like you trying to get scammed or you trying to get finesse. You feel me? Like yeah. So he like, nah, just watch. So I kid you not, bro. He made the account. And like for the first hour, I just was looking through. Woo. I ain't gonna lie, you know. I said I hit up like a couple different women, and then like I hit up my girl for different reasons from other girls. You know what I'm saying? It was like okay, she was just different, bro. Like, bro, she was just. I can't even explain. Like you just would have had to been there. Like you know what I'm saying? It's just like you can say now, but like you would have had to been there at the moment. So like you know the other two women was like texting back. We was like having a little convo, but they wasn't really biting like that. And then even my girl, she was like texting back and stuff too. But it was really like I was just in my head like ain't none of this shit really gonna be valid anyways. So then, like, what really kicked it off, though, like, I had called her, like, this one night, just randomly. And all of my relationships that I have with people, like, friends, whatever, that like, stay in my life, like, be locked in, it'd be like I always knew them. So when I got on the phone with her, we just started having a conversation like I had already been knowing her and talking to her for, like, 30, you know what I'm saying, years or something. It was just, like, instantaneous. It was like, what's up? You feel me? It was like, conversation. Like, none of all the 21 questions and all that shit. It was just, like, straightforward. And that was, like, from there, it's just been, like, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That, like, that friendship, that communication is just always got to be there. Not just communication, understanding, too. Because if you don't understand the person, they could be telling you all day and every day. But if you're not really, like, figuring out what they mean and knowing what they mean by what they saying, or even, like, the nuances, the little, like, if she get upset, I'm knowing she upset. She ain't got to say she upset. You feel what I'm saying? So, it's like shit like that. But, yeah, it was Facebook dating, bro. It was like,
Man, I'm not going to lie. Y'all probably, like, the only ones that I done heard that
shit
online
shit. Shit is wild, bro.
I was surprised myself, honestly, because from my point of view, the way I even got on the app, I mean, everybody got, you know, Facebook. So, I seen a little thing. It said Facebook dating. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, what is this? So, I guess, like, I was, like, dealing with, like, a toxic person, like my ex. And I was kind of like, you know, girls just want to have fun. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I was like, you know what? Like, let me see who I can have fun with. So, I went on there. I created an account. And, you know, it was like, dudes hit me up. I'm like, okay, next. It's the same thing. So, he hit me up. And, like, dudes just, like, they don't really, like, they be so aggressive, especially for your phone number. But he was, like, a gentleman. He was like, may I please get your phone number? I'm like, hold on, like, this is the first. So I'm like, okay, let me, like, try it out. Let me test it out. So I gave it to him. And then he just, like, randomly called me. And I was like, usually, like, woman, like, I don't know, but I, like, me and my friends, we like to prepare when we about to, like, talk to a guy. Like, you know, I got to get ready, this and that. But when he called, I'm like, I got no time to prepare for nothing. Yeah. So I just had to pick up the call. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to pick up the call and see how this goes. So he called. And I picked it up, and he was sounding so hood. I'm like, hold on, it's a hood nigga? Like,
I ain't hood, bro.
And I'm like, nah, I like that little sauce. So he called, and we started talking. He was like, you know, he going out with his friends. And I was like, cool, you know, just call me back, da-da-da. And then from there on, like, we just start, like, talking constantly. And then we would, like, stay on the phone every night, fall asleep on the phone. I get off work, he get off work, we on the phone, da-da-da. We just making moves just on the phone, like, a whole month straight before we even seen each other, just on the phone. Yeah, like we didn't even see each other. We didn't go out on no dates until that month. And then after the month was over, because I'm a firm believer that y'all got to really be like best friends before even having an actual relationship.
Amen.
Because you got to make sure that you really know this person, like when they happy, when they sad. You can't just know a person when they up. You don't know how they going to turn on you when they down. You feel me? So, like, I'm a firm believer that you got to do that. So even during the time I was talking on the phone, it's times he'll be sad. I lift him up. Times I'll be down. He lift me up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, it's a cool little vibe. So we could actually go on a date. He took me on a date. First time was like uptown. Went to what?
The halal jump. Went to the halal truck.
Yeah, went to the halal truck and.
Oh, no.
yeah, bro. Yeah.
Hey, that's real, bro.
Hey,
That's
nah,
real.
so I'm like, shit. You feel me? Like this. Hey, this is what I'm at with it. You feel me? If you ready to come to the halal truck with you,
Low key.
Kept it 100.
Right.
Okay,
And I like
bro.
that because it's like a lot of guys would try so hard. It's like, just be yourself. Like, come on, just show me the real you. You feel me? Like, if you show a woman the real you and she trying to do too much, that ain't for you. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
If you could show a woman the real you and she cool with it and she like you for who you are, then that's the one. You know what I'm saying? So he did a lot of dudes like fancy date, fancy dates. I get it, but it's like I want to see who you are when you're not around me too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to see that type of person. Like, I want you to be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? So he took me to the halal. I was like, this is different. Like, he really like being himself. Like, that was a big thing for me because I don't like when people have to pretend, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're pretending to be a person that you're not, that could bring a lot of red flags into a relationship, you know what I'm saying? So I'd rather see that from the jump. So once he did that, I'm like, okay, he being cool. You know, we ate the little fried chicken, fries, and everything like that. And then from there on, we just continued our relationship. So.
You hear that? So all y'all niggas, you know what I'm saying, that was doing all that flogging, nigga. Y'all did all that for no reason. Ain't getting nothing. You feel me?
Yo,
That's game right there. That's game right there, bro.
I'll be telling the bros like my little formula to find a wife, and I'm like the first thing I tell them is like, make sure she not from the West, like, cause if she from like over here, if she have like that Western mentality, it's not finna work. So that's how I wanted to ask you. Like, you said you was originally from Ghana, right?
Yeah.
Like your parents, did they raise you like Westernized, or did they raise you like if you was living over there?
They raised me as if I was living over there. They always like, especially in our culture, like, cause I'm Ghanaian and then my mom is also Liberian too. So it's like, we have a lot of respect. That's for one, you know what I'm saying? We were always raised to respect the man that we're with. And, like everything that my mom taught me and everything like that, cause I grew up without a father. My father passed away when I was like 12, 13 years old. So like, I didn't really like have the mindset to know what to find in a man, you know what I'm saying? And then my mom, like, you know, she got different baby daddies and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, I didn't really have a role model either, because it's like, okay, my mom don't have like one single man, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know who to look to. And people would think like girls who like that, like they're like, you know, Tricia's a hoes, because it's like, your mom went through it, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, you don't got to be like how your parents is, because like you can learn from their mistakes. So I took that route into learning from the mistakes my parents did. And with the culture that she did teach me a lot of great things though, because, you know, she learned from her own mistakes to teach me what I had to know. And it's like, once you find a good man, it's like, you got to make sure that you're being that emotional support for real, because men go through a lot. Like, women go through a lot too, but men go through a lot, and it's not really acknowledged a lot as much as for a woman, because, you know, I'll hear a lot of times, you know, he said like, we have like so many communities for us, this and third. So it's like, okay, if I know that if I'm a woman and I'm on the street, any guy could come and pick me up, as if he was a man and he's on the street. Ain't no woman finna come and pick you up off the street. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I gotta make sure that I'm like not putting him into a position where he feels like he's not like valid, or he doesn't mean a thing, you know what I'm saying? So I just try my best to like, what from our culture is like, you gotta like make sure you're respecting your man, and then you also gotta make sure that y'all doing everything like 50-50. You can't just be doing 25 and the other person doing 75, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta make sure that communication is there, but also comprehension. It's like, y'all could talk all day, but if y'all not understanding each other, then y'all just talking for nothing. Y'all just talking on, you know what I'm saying? So y'all gotta have understanding too, and like, you know, just come together, you know. So
That's real, bro. That's
Yeah.
real. It's definitely rare to see a relationship like this, bro. May God continue to bless our relationship.
Like, you just done dropped a lot of game for the ladies.
Yeah, straight up, bro.
hey, look, y'all, I didn't make me know start ladies podcast.
Hey, nah, that's tough though.
Yeah.
What game you got for the fellas?
I mean, in all honesty, bro, only thing I really can say, bro, is like greed, bro. Greed. Well, I'm gonna just say ego in general. So greed comes from ego. Pride, random beef that you got with niggas just because, like, all that shit from ego. So basically, like, we talk about this all the time. Women move off of their emotions. Men move off our ego. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when you realize that you got a good woman, or even if you got a bad woman, you know what I'm saying? You got to be able to go about that in the right way. You feel me? You can't be like, oh, she did woo, so I'm gonna go out here and be woo, because you could come across the right one and then fuck yourself up because you had a blessing and you blocked your blessing by trying to get back with like the enemy. He don't got no power here. You feel me? Right. And then vice versa. When you do find a good woman, you know what I'm saying? You gotta honor that because it's like we be like greedy and shit. Like just because you got a good woman, and so like this, I know I got homies that I know they finesse their girl. Like they know their girl a good girl and she's not going nowhere, and they have her and they have they cake and they eat it too. They got all these other women they dealing with, and it's like. That's cool that you can do that, but it's like it's even cooler to know that you can and you're not even on that. You chilling like you know what I'm saying. You love being at home. You love being around your. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I respect. It's just like the saying where they be like a scared nigga will kill you faster than a person that's not scared of you. Because it's like I respect you if you moving out of a place of you know what I'm saying. You chilling. You know your power. And you're not acting on that. You just chilling. As opposed to you being on some lame shit like she might cheat before I cheat, so I need to go ahead and get that shit lame. You feel me? That's all I got to say, man. You know what I'm saying? Just respect your woman, man. Respect your relationship. Respect yourself, because if you got somebody that's in your corner, they respect you, they fucking with you, they vibing with you, they there for you, bro. And you fuck that shit up, you really fucking yourself up. So how much do you really care about yourself? I can't fuck with you if you don't care about yourself, dog.
No crazy, bro.
Damn, man. I ain't gonna lie, cause like real shit, keeping it honey, like we don't really know each other like that. Like I had a couple DMs with bro, and then we didn't see each other like at 2 events, but that's really it. So when we came on there, bitch, like I didn't really know what we was finna talk about for real, but I was like, I just know that these are the type of people that I be wanting, that I want on this podcast, and the vibes was right. The vibes was right. Like,
even just through the DMs, it was mad cool. It was like, oh, I couldn't find a woo. He's like, all right, bet, say it, I'm gonna find one. Or like, even when I was like, I gotta push it back, he was like, all right, bet, cool. Like, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? Because if it was the vice versa, it would have been the same. It would have been like, oh, we can't do it this weekend, bro. We can do it next week. Okay, cool. It wouldn't have been no problem. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, niggas be having too much like pride and ego, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like this fame shit get to their head. Like, I look cool as shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that. You might see me at work next week. You feel me? I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Like, I don't even. What fame? Like real shit. Like niggas ain't got no fame. Like
that shit weird.
Shit, nigga.
Bro, I just like this is the, like you said, bro. It's like these are the type of people I like to keep around, you know, because it's too much of that. Like you said, people trying to put a front out here to impress, you know, people that don't even matter, bro. Like at the end of the day, you gotta be real with yourself, and like that's something I see with y'all. Like off gate, y'all keeping it real with yourselves, and that's just rare to see, bro. Like real shit, bro. At least in the world we live in nowadays, you know, it's fading away. It's fading away.
For sure.
The first time I saw it, and like you, so to speak, I think it was like at the second event we had gone to. I don't know what it was. It was a Battle of the Bars. You had seen me at the door and you was like, bro, I was just listening to your song.
Yeah.
I think you was like probably the first nigga to ever see me and be like recognize me, like, yo, I was listening to the song. I was like, really? Like, you shit was me? Like, me? You was in my song? But bro, it's like, he was cool. Like, a lot of niggas got too much pride to do that shit. And I was like, that's cool.
I feel like a lot of people do that too, because it's like, they don't want to see nobody else win but themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how can you expect love to be shown to you if you're not showing love back? You feel me? It's like, you don't have to act all Hollywood and stuff like that, because it's like anybody could be in your position and probably even do it 10 times better than you. You feel me? So it's like, even I be having to deal with that with like a lot of females, because especially now and stuff like that, because I dance and then I'm making music too, and then I'm in a relationship. A lot of people like don't like, you don't find like a lot of women doing that, but when you see it, it's like, dang, like she got a loyal boyfriend and she could still be herself and do what she can do. Other women will have to like, you know, start messing with this person, messing with that. It's like, no, I don't got time to be doing that, because at the end of the day, I'm real with myself. So that's how I'm able to even be in a real relationship. People be trying to get into relationships, like he said, just to have the, you know what I'm saying, the title. Like, what is a title if you're not really living like that? You know what I'm saying? So even with all these people out here who's trying to like act like they more famous than people, but you're not really living like that. You're not really showing love. You want to cap like you are, but you're not. So like, and that's something I gotta thank him for, because every time we go out, even with me, it's like he really be my biggest hype man, because I see him, he don't just do this with me. Like he said, he did it to you, he do this to everybody. Like, even if he know people not showing him love back, he's still showing love to people because that's how it's supposed to be. He don't know who mindset he could change on that. Like, damn, I wasn't showing this dude no love, but he's showing love back to me. Maybe I need to change something about myself. You know what I'm saying? It get people thinking in their head mentally. And people, that's what we need to learn as a people. Like, you got to make sure that you in here, you right, because if you not, it's gonna show on the outside. If you're not right within, it's gonna start showing on the outside, and you don't know how long you could hide that because people gonna start seeing your true colors. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay. When you was saying you was doing like you had to do your inner work first, like what did that consist of?
So inner work is like so the same things that the outer work consists of. So you got schedules, outer work, right? So you got inner work schedule means like right.
Yeah, like this the side picking you up.
Okay, so right here. Yeah. All right, so that. So yeah, this is definitely way more clear. Okay, so setting schedules for yourself and sticking to them. Just like if you had to work a job, you got a schedule, right? And you're gonna follow that schedule. So set a schedule for yourself and follow your own schedule. This gonna build trust with yourself later on. Have a boundary for yourself that you can't cross. You can't do this. You can't do that. And stick to it. That's gonna set trust for yourself later on. So when you think about, can I do something? Can I achieve my goals? I can, because I got trust in I can trust myself because shit, I said I couldn't do this and I stopped doing it. So I can do anything. You feel me? So it was basically like, not to be that guy, but we all been there. Toxic relationships, toxic friendships, toxic relationships. Yeah. I had to distance myself from them, and like how I am about things, I be caring about people beyond their capacity to care about me, and I don't be feeling no ways about it. I mean, I feel ways about it, but I be like, this is like, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do. Like, I feel like I'm a healer. I feel like I'm supposed to be able to be around people and be able to like make them feel better about themselves, even if they're not doing the same for me. It's like, it's okay because God got me. I'm gonna be straight. Yeah. So sure. I had to like fall back from doing so much of that because it was like really turning me. It was like turning me cold-hearted, and I didn't realize it. Like I was like, even since we've been together, I didn't had to like shift my mindset over and over and over for it, because it's like I still be like negative about little stupid shit, because it'd be like, this is something that affected me in the past and it caused me so much trauma, and at the time I didn't pay attention to it. So the inner work consisted of like stuff like that. So like and it didn't stop when we got together. I still do inner work. You always supposed to do inner work. You're supposed to always grow. But it was like so I had a morning routine. So I would wake up at 5 o'clock. I would do like probably like a 30-minute workout, and then I would do like a 30-minute like meditation session, and then I would do like, I would pray, and then I would like listen to something, or like something that's like something educational. Like I trade, so this is how I started trading. So I would watch like a trading video, and they would tell me like a woo woo, or I would watch like it's this YouTube page I follow called Alux, and they talk about like basically what they want to do is inspire the future billionaires of the world. So I would watch like one of their videos, and they be talking about mindset, like 10 different skills you need to learn, or 10 different mindset hacks you need to have to be able to like become somebody or become a rich person or woo-woo. So I would watch something like that, go out, go to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm really like anti-work, bro. But I would like discipline myself and stay at work. It ain't even about the money. It's just, I'm just here because it might be a blessing here. It might be somebody I'm supposed to bless here. It might, anything could happen today. So it's like, I need to be here. So I was like working like, daily labor jobs on like construction sites and stuff like that. Grueling work, bro. Like I'm talking about you muddy, you dirty, but it made me feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like I earned this title to be a man. Like I mean, my body make me a man, but like I'm really a man though. Like I stand on that shit. You feel me? Like I'm really out here. Like I do things that move the world. So it was like that. It was just all the time, that type of stuff. And then I said, okay, I'm smoking weed. I want to stop smoking weed. You feel me? So I stopped smoking weed. I said, even me and my boy Jaden. At the time we was going to the bar and shit like every night. So when she said, I called her and I was telling her we was going out, we was doing that like every other night or every weekend. I was like, bro, I'm finna fall back from all that. Like I'm cool. Like I'm just gonna be to myself, stay to myself. I mean, they my real friends. They gonna really be around. They gonna know what's up. Yeah. And it came to show like they really wasn't. So it's like even stuff like that. It's like just working on myself and having to take disciplinary actions again, like on myself. And having to accept how the world was going to move around me, like certain opportunities I want to be able to be a part of, and I got to be okay with that. I got to love myself through that. I got to be understanding of myself and take my time with myself. So that was really the inner work, man. Just like really like, tapping in with your mindset and making sure that you on one accord in yourself, like you on your square, because any little thing in the world can shift you off your square. So like when I say stuff like that, so like how the pandemic affected everybody. Had we been doing inner work, that wouldn't have happened to us like that. Like I've been doing my inner work since before the pandemic, but during like this time right before I met my girl, I was really, 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 really hard on it because I had went through like the worst time period of my life. And I feel like it's character development, but at the same time, it was like, damn, I could have just avoided that way of developing. I could have developed in a different way had I just been like moving different. So it's definitely important to do that type of stuff.
How how much would you say that's like sobering up affected you?
Yo, okay, I'm gonna say like, bro, it's like I can't even. It's not even linear. It's like some days it's really good, and then some days it's really hard. But it's really hard because I spent so long using that as a coping mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, but on the back end, it's really, 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 really good, bro. Because it's like I know that every decision I'm making is out of my own consciousness. I know that any song that I made that song because I'm fired, nigga, not because I was high. What the fuck? Like I'm fired. You feel me? I'm fired. So you know what I'm saying? Like, and not to be on some boasting shit like that. I'm saying like, you know those artists, they be like, bro, I gotta get chill before I go to the studio.
Yeah.
I used to be one of those. I used to be always like, I used to be have to be like super fried throat, like to go to the studio and record. And even like I would stop writing, I would just like freestyle all my songs, and it was cool. But it's like now, it's like if I go in the studio and I freestyle a song, that's just because I'm super fired, not because I was just off the gas and I know how to like flow. Like no, like I'm really saying something. So that was one. Even just interacting with my like my girl or like other people like that I really cared about how their opinion of me was. So it was just one time we were supposed to link before we actually linked, and I had a trading session. I made some little money. Boom. My man's pulled up to go to this. We was gonna go to this little show that he was having. So he pulled up on me. Boom. I got in the car. We went to go to the show. While we on the way to the show, this nigga rode like 2-3 woods. So we blowing like I'm high, like I'm fried, bro. I'm like, I'm not finna go see this girl like this for the first time. Like I care about your opinion of me. I don't want you to see me as this because this is not who I am. This is just a product of like the environment that I've been in and like things that I like to do. It's just a recreational thing. But if I'm living my whole day high, that's not recreational no more. If I'm living my whole day high, that's not recreational no more. That's who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Habitual at that point.
Yeah. So it was like, okay, I had to fall back from it for that reason too. Like just wanting to be seen in a different light by others because I was starting to see myself in a different light. But it was like, okay, this is something that's still like not being changed. It's like, okay, like I said, I was doing the meditation sessions, all that stuff in the morning, praying, all that. And then I go out work, and then I get off, and I take my little money that I made. I spend like $20 of it on weed, and then like for the rest of the day, I'm just baked. It's like, damn, I did all this really good stuff at the beginning of the day, but like the night is messing it up. Like, what's the Frank Ocean song where he be like, every night for every day, that's just the night up. Like that's how my life really was being though. It was like the day was like crazy. The night was like, bro, I'm so fried and baked and depressed about who I am. I'm working on myself, but like. It was, you know what? That's what we've been talking about. That's where the faith was missing at. You're right. You're 100% right. Like, you got to just honor shit when you know somebody said something. But, like, she always tell me, like, I be lacking on faith. I be doing the work, and I know that I'm supposed to have the faith in it, and I think I got faith, and I do, but not as much as I'm having now. So, like, even just now, like, we talking about the weed thing. This been, like, I'm going on, like, a year or so now, because it was around this time last year when I really started smoking. Like, well, not right now, but it was, like the fall. So, I'm just over a year, just a bit. So, it's, like, it's really cool to me, you know what I'm saying, to be like actually made it here.
I'm glad to hear that, bro, because me and the homie right here on that journey. We just started that journey of like sobering up too.
Bro,
so, like,
the first couple weeks, the first couple months, that shit gonna be like, bruh. Like, you might go good for like 3-4 weeks, right? And then some dumb shit might happen. You like, bro, I'm finna get fried, bro, because like I can't take. And you gotta just be like, you know what? I can take it. Maybe this is gonna be like to make my path better, so that way later on, when some little minor shit happen, it won't even affect me like that because I didn't had to work on it for real. But
that's why me personally, I put it on God.
I blessings know, like, y'all, bro, for sure.
No matter what happened, if I put it on God, like I'm not finna smoke, because if I do smoke, then that's me and God, like my relationship with my Creator, finna be fucked up, and I can't have that. So I just put it on God, because I done put it on myself so many times. Like, man, I'm finna stop smoking, nigga. What? 24 hours later, I'm rolling up. He's like, that shit don't work. At least for me, it don't work. So I had to put it on God, and that's how I went about it.
That's hard. That's also like discipline too, because people ain't gonna think I was, but I wasn't like a heavy smoker, but I was like, you know, I would hang out with my friends most of the time. You know, we were like, stop. I would hang out with my friends. We'll smoke here and there, or like, you know, if we got somewhere to go out. But it's been like, I think for me, it's been like almost like 3 years. I done stopped. So
damn.
Oh, you not smoked once?
No.
Damn.
Hard, bro.
That's
hard.
3 years. That's crazy.
Thank you.
I'm trying to get like that.
Oh,
That's hard, bro.
Yo.
This generation all fired up.
Yeah. See, that's one too. That, you know what I'm saying? Like just stuff like that. Like not drinking soda as much.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Not being on your phone as much.
Fast food, cutting on fast food.
Shout out
shit.
to my boy Zeno. Zeno go like he'll go months or so. He got like a month without being on his phone. So like shout out to him for that. Like I just be learning. I be picking up different things from different people. So like even with the water thing, I need to start being like that. I need to get better with the water, John, bro.
Yeah, my girl put me on these little things. She got
see, when the women put you on the you know that gonna be valid, bro. It be valid.
Yeah, I'll be on that. I usually put some chlorophyll in there, but I ran out.
Yeah.
And chlorophyll.
The lemon.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear this, bro, because I'm like starting my journey like recently. I told a homie the other day too, cause like I've dealt with fucking like messed up ass women as well, bro. So like I decided this week I was like, yo, I'm finna like not even intent to like talk to anybody or start any kind of like just spark any type of flame with anybody at the moment. I'm gonna just give myself. I told myself 9 months right now before I even like try anything, right? So just to hear you say that you went through like that process of like working on yourself for a bit, and then you found like your shorty, that's like inspiration. That gives a nigga hope. You feel me? Like shit, like straight up.
And look, the craziest part about it is that you say 9 months, right?
Yeah.
Watch you gonna be like 3 months in, you gonna find a one.
I know, bro.
I said a year, bro. It was literally like 3-4 months.
Oh, that's
My girl
wild,
popped up.
bro.
I'm like, bro,
That's
like,
wild.
okay, bro.
That's
All right.
wild.
So when she popped up, you couldn't let the opportunity pass.
It was
either.
like, bro, if like literally, so we on the phone. She like, we could just be friends if you're not ready, you know. And this was like every other week or so, we be talking about something, and she be like, we could just be friends if you're really not ready. And I'm like, man, she said that shit to me times. I wonder who the fuck trying to hit her up. Nah, I'm good. I'm straight today, man.
That's all.
Yeah, man, you might have to cut it short.
Hey, I'm gonna keep my eyes open, but I'm gonna stay true to the mission. You know what I'm saying?
But even with that, so we talk about this all the time because she'll get mad at me and she'll be like, I mean, you know, like you said that you was ready. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta stand on that. So if the right one comes into your life, you ain't gonna have to like, you know what I'm saying? She's not gonna rush you, ain't no sleep.
Yeah,
You're gonna have
facts.
time to work on yourself because she's gonna understand. That's gonna make her really more into you. Like, this is somebody that's really taking the time out to work on themselves. I gotta respect. Can't nobody. If you a real person, you can't do nothing but respect.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I was telling my homie yesterday. We was having a conversation because my younger brother, he's been on his like locked in mission for like I want to say about maybe 6 months now, but he had to cut off all the homies he had. But like I'm still cool with the other homies and shit. We was chopping on yesterday. He's like, man, he's like tell your brother hit me up and shit. He's like, it's been a minute. I'm like, bro, you gotta understand. You gotta let him have his time to grow. So that one day he's gonna reach out. It's not like he don't have love for you, bro, but he's gotta have love for himself right now. You know, to then be able to show y'all real love, you know, like not just that what's the word, like a codependency type of love. No, it's gotta be a love that generally coming from him because he loves himself, you know what I'm saying? So that's hard, but that's true. You definitely gonna know who for you if you put your boundaries and they respect those boundaries, you know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something people gotta understand. Y'all gotta put boundaries for y'all life and shit, man. Those people, the people that really for you gonna respect that, like real shit.
That's facts.
His younger brother is the one that done started like this sober shit.
Yeah.
Like, he got sober. Like I'm telling you, man, I have not, like I probably known this man since what? So I was like 15, 16, and every time I see this man, it's fried, bro. Like I don't think I've ever seen him sober, and then he just pull up on some shit like a couple months ago, like, man, I'm gonna stop smoking. I'm like, you gonna stop?
This man
what?
19, bro. This man 19.
That's a bless, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be thankful for that because like, I ain't gonna lie, my little brother be fried. And he be on some like extra shit. Like he with the whole like, I ain't gonna like, you know what I'm saying? But like the little peep, like woo woo.
Yeah,
like, you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So them niggas be fried,
Yeah.
bro. Like I be really worried about him, but I mean I know at the end of the day God got him. But like I be feeling like, you know, maybe as a big brother I'm supposed to be there more than I can, or more than I be having time to be. So that really be messing my head up. But I feel like eventually, yeah, he gonna come around too because I feel like that's gotta still be a personal decision. I can say whatever because I done told him plenty of times. I'll be like, bro, don't be smoking. You know what I'm saying? Don't be. Woo. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? He gonna roll that wood. You feel me? So it's like it gotta be a personal decision. So if your brother on that, bro, you gotta like be super thankful.
Bro, I be thanking God for the mind he put on him because I was the same, bro. Cause I want to say I was like the one that influenced him to get into smoking, right? So I would always feel bad eventually because he went deep into it right on his own. So I would always feel bad, like damn, I was probably the reason why he got this deep, right? But then to hear him one day for himself say that was like, oh man, God, thank you, because now he's inspiring me. And it's crazy, my younger brother doing it, but I mean, God works in mysterious ways, and if that's how it works, that's beautiful right there.
Man, shout out to Keisto, man.
Yeah, shout out Keisto, bro. I hope you see this, bro. Shit, bro.
That was the one. His song you was dancing to. It was on. What was it called? What's that account? Charlotte NC.
Yeah, Charlotte NC.
Yeah, that's his song.
That song was fire. That song fire.
Yeah, that was his song.
Yeah, I mean the younger siblings, bro, you'd be surprised how much they can inspire you. Like my little brother just started making music, and he got a little like they got a collective and shit. So I wasn't bagging on him, you know what I'm saying? But he had a collective, and they just had a show and stuff. He threw like a show at like one of his homies' houses and shit. It was like so crazy to me because it was like, bro, that's some shit that I would have wanted to do like when I was in high school or middle school or like whatever. Like so it's like the younger kids, bro, they be knowing, bro. They just be tapped in.
Yeah.
They just be.
You went to college?
I went to CP for like 2 weeks, bro. I was like, nah, bro. I ain't finna keep coming up here and sitting in these classes, bro. They out of there, bro.
What happened? You just wasn't with it?
Bruh. So like, I'm gonna say it like this, bro, because I don't be trying to disclose all this because I don't be wanting to make people feel like the like results or like the lifestyle I live is like something that's unattainable because I'm so obscure. But like, I'm a late bloomer, bro. So like, I ain't really like have no phone, no nothing. I never drove a car, none of that shit till like I graduated. So like when I graduated, I used to have to go to CP, but we lived way out like Mallard Creek area. Mm-hmm. So I used to have to like, bruh, like I would have to ask my dad for bus fare on the days I went to school, and then the days I did go to school, I wasn't having nothing to do. I was just like standing around the crib, or like I walk all the way uptown from at my crib, like real life. This was my real life. You feel me? And then like I was telling my dad, like, I want to work. I want to try to get me a job, give me some money. And he was telling me like, go to school so that way I can have like a big opportunity later on. And it was like, I get it, but it was like, bro, like right now I know that I'm fire. Like right now I want to start this new music. Right now I want to start modeling. Like right now I got things I want to do, and I'm not gonna be able to do that the way that I want to be able to do that if I go to school. But at the time I didn't know about like all the financial aid and all the funding they could give you and all that stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't taught that. Like, these kids in Myers Park and shit I wasn't taught that. So like, what I'm saying, I'm from the hood, so we just had made it out of the hood. So it was like he was trying to change our mindsets, but it was like it wasn't really like clicking to me the right way. And then he meant well, but it wasn't right for me. It was like you know what I'm saying, my sister, she decided to go to school, so she's doing it and she's doing it well. You know what I'm saying? She drive, all that stuff like that. But at the time, he wasn't talking about getting me no car or nothing. So it's like, bro, I'm just gonna be a broke college student. Like I'm walking to school. I mean, I'm walking, uptown on the days I don't go to school, and then on the days I go to school, I'm just at school. That's it. Like I don't have no social life. I barely got a phone. My phone ain't on. You know what I'm saying? So it was like shit like that. It was like, nah, I ain't finna keep coming up here, bro.
You paid your own way.
Yeah.
How you get into trading?
I got into trading, bro.
You got a story, man.
Oh God, this man mad funny for no reason.
Look, no, like I be mad at myself because I feel like I've been supposed to start trading because I've been smart since in school. Like I used to get good grades and shit, so that's what my dad was saying the whole school and shit. But like every time somebody would say that shit to me, I'm like, y'all niggas scamming, right? Y'all niggas try to recruit niggas and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So guy had to like smack that joint into me. And I'm gonna tell you, so I was trapping, right? I was trapping, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm at the train every day, I'm getting it off. You feel me? I'm doing like 2-3 halves a day, you feel me? I'm good. I'm like, I'm straight. So I had got an opportunity from this label in Atlanta, and they was wanting me to come down there. So I'm like, oh, it's time to bubble up. You feel me? I'm finna get this off and go ahead and go out there. So usually I leave the block around like before it get dark. But like this night I was out there. I'm like, nigga, I gotta leave the next morning, get on this bus to go to Atlanta. Like I'm finna get this shit off so that way when I'm down there, nigga, I'm splurging, I'm having it. You feel me? So I'm out there on the block, and there was this one slimy dude I had did some business with a couple times, but I knew he was like slimy and shit. Yeah. So the nigga like, he came up to me, and he had bought a half from me, or he bought like half of me with like for like 140, but he gave me like a couple bills, and then he gave me 100, but I didn't see that the 100 was fake because we standing like in a hot area. So he like, I'm finna count my money. He like, bro, don't count your money. It's right here, 12 right there. Woo. So I'm like, all right, I put it up in my pocket. Nigga walked off. So I'm like, something ain't right. Nigga shouldn't have did it like that. You feel me? So I'm like, I look at it, and I kid you not, it was this old man. I don't even see him no more. But he was always like that whole night. He was just like, go home, man. You done made your money for the day, man. Come on, man. You ain't supposed to be out here like this. And I didn't know why he kept saying that to me because I'm like, bro, you not telling none of the other young niggas that, like. Why are you telling me that? But like looking back on it, that was God. You feel me? So like so he gave me my money. Woo, I'm counting. He like, nah, I don't count it right here, police. Woo. So I'm like, all right, bet. So then he walk off and shit. So I'm like, man, something ain't right. So then I look at the shit. I'm like, bro, that's a fake 100 and shit. I'm in the bathroom. I'm like, that's a fake 100. So I'm like, all right, bet, bro. I'm finna go get my shit. You feel me? So I'm walking up on him, bro. I'm like, hey, and you know what I'm saying? He like cross the street. So then I walk up. I get close enough to really like be about to like, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, goddamn, everybody just snuffed me. It was over with. So it was like I got jumped and shit for the gas. So long story short, when I'm getting jumped and shit, it was these two women, and they was like, y'all get off of him, woo, 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 woo. So they're like, you pick him up off the ground then, bitch, if you care so much, woo, woo, woo. So they didn't help me get up off the ground and shit. I'm bleeding. 12 come across the street. I'm like, nah, I ain't trying to talk to them. You know what I'm saying? I still got gas in my sock and shit. So I'm like, go ahead, you feel me? I'm gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? So I done gave the girls the weed and shit. And they was like, oh, we trade Forex. You need some money. Woo, woo, woo. How much they got from me? I'm like, it wasn't nothing but $100. She like, yeah, I give you $100. She cashed at me $100 on the spot. I'm like, damn, I ain't got nothing but an eighth left. You can have that shit. Like, you feel me? So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So I went to the crib. She like, yeah, just let me know if you want to actually learn or something because you got to stop living like that. And I was just like, hey, I'm hearing you. And then I was like, I got some opportunity. I'm still going to the label thing the next day with the record label shit. So I'm like, all right, I'm finna go to Atlanta. I ain't even worried about it. Like, the niggas got off. I still got my money. He ain't really get nothing but $100 out of me. I still had like 15 on me, like 1,500 or so. So I'm like, I'm straight. You feel me? So I went down there and took a trip down there, and I realized that the labels like just wasn't it. Like some shit that my dad had been told me, like, they wasn't right, you feel me? So when I came back, I was just like, okay, I gotta fund my own career. I'm gonna have to fund it myself, and I can't fund it through trapping because like, I ain't gonna say I'm not about that life, but that ain't what God got for me. So it don't, even if I get out there and have some success, only thing that's gonna end up happening with me is I'm gonna go to prison, I'm gonna die. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hurt one of these niggas, or one of these niggas gonna hurt me, and that's all that guy got for me over there. Like, if I go over there and I do that, that's all I have over there. So it's like, as a man, I had to put my ego and my pride to the side, because I'm not, bro, I was trapping that shit. I was really getting it off. You feel me? Had to put that shit to the side. I'm down. You know what I'm saying? I'm down bad. I'm like, I gotta put that shit to the side. Like, how I'm gonna make money, how I'm gonna live. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty much like, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna start this trading shit. So the first time I started trading, like the first day, I put like $60 in there for my daily pay job. Put like $60 in there. I made like 300 and something in like 5-10 minutes. I was like, bro, what the fuck? I'm never going back. I ain't trapped really since then. Like, I mean, I did a little like middleman shit. I ain't went all the way back since then, bro. It's like, nah, I can't. You feel me?
That gotta be working in some ways,
that's a wild ass way to put you on.
Bro,
trading.
I'm talking about real life nigga bleeding out the mouth and shit. And it was crazy because one of my mans, like, it's so many times that God be trying to talk to me through other people, and I don't be listening, bro. Like, that pride and ego shit is a big thing for me. That's a big thing. So my man's, his mama had a dream about me getting jumped. And she said the only thing she could see was these boys jumping on me, and they wasn't stopping. She thought I had died in a dream, so she woke up. So he told me, and I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, your mama know I'm out here like that, you know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna do nothing to me, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really trying to hear him and shit, you know what I'm saying? And then like that shit happened, and then everything that transpired from that, it was like, damn. Like, that was really the beginning of like me going back to doing my inner work. Cause like I said, I had been doing it off and on over the years, especially during the pandemic. But this was like post-pandemic, you know, I done worked the job and everything since then. So I'm like, shit, I ain't even worried about it. Like, I'm good now, you know what I'm saying? So all that shit happened, it was just like, that's really what like pushed me to like start taking trading real serious.
How old was you when all this happened?
This was 2021.
Oh, wow.
No, wait. Yeah, this was 2021. Because 2020, I was in New York for a little minute, and I came back down here. And then, like, that year ended, and then 2021, I was really trapping. That was the first year I had ever trapped. But I seen my dad and everybody else in my family do it, so I'm like, shit, I can do this shit, you feel me?
Yeah.
I was good at it, but nah, that shit wasn't it, bro. If you're out there doing that shit, man, you know, get your money and get up out the way, and like find some other places to put that money and get, you know what I'm saying, get on. Because like that ain't really for nobody for real, unless you really like just, I can't even say what, like, I guess it is for some people, but it's like, even the people I know that's successful from it, they be feeling bad morally, or they might be successful from it, but when they go on the road, they ain't got no money to be able to make. They on the road, they like doing other shit, so it's like they money on hold, and then when they come back, they clientele different. They fucked up, they so it's like that ain't no way to build no life around you for real, for real.
No cap. I got put on trading like when the whole like the MLM shit was going on, and
that shit was like scammy, bro.
I was like, I peeped like quick in, but then I also realized like, alright, yeah, these niggas is doing some scammy shit over here, but this forex shit is real. Yeah. And then like I ain't doing it now like how I should be, but I got like a little passion for it. I ain't gonna lie, like I do hope to one day like go back into it, but like it's I feel like you need, if you go in that shit with like $1 million, you could just like make 100,000 like in with a couple pips. Like you don't even need sitting there catching these big ass things and yada 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 yada. But it's like, I fuck with the trading, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I be feeling like that too, and I be telling my girl that, like, you know what I'm saying, these niggas be touching deals and shit. Like, nigga, what, 300 bands? You touch 300 bands off your advance and you went and blew it on some chains, bro. You could get right. But even with, like, what you saying, right? So, bro, I just came across some different, like, you know what I'm saying, tools and utensils, and, like, I'm really, like, everybody I know either got a story of, like, they feel like trading is a scam, or they got a story of, I used to trade, bro, but you know, I ain't really been on it like that, woo woo. So my whole thing is like, I don't want to fall into that place, because I ain't been getting money how I was before, but I've been still like subtly, like, even if I'm losing, even in my down point, I still been on it, because all the successful traders that I know, when they was on their down point, they still kept staying on it, and they finally came up. So like, I know my blessing coming in there somewhere, and I didn't even know that you traded. I knew that you asked me about it before, but I didn't know that you actually ever traded before. So, but I done came across some tools, bro, like, we can chop it up after this, but like, for sure. It's all types of ways to get it out here for real. And then that trading jump, bro, it just puts you in a position where literally off your phone or off your laptop, you ain't gotta talk to nobody. You ain't got nobody gotta know how you make your money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can provide for your family. I met a man, I was at work, and I was working with Haverty's delivering furniture and stuff. And we went to this, like we had 12 deliveries. I said, how many more deliveries you got? We did the last one, ain't it? He was like, nah, we got one more. I'm like, bro, you just told me it was 12, you feel me? So he's like, no. So we arguing and shit. I'm mad. Get out the car. I'm like, going to the door. I'm like, man, where you want this shed, man? Where you want this shed? So he's like, oh, it's upstairs. So I started walking up the man's house, going upstairs. As soon as I got to like the second landing of his house, he had like an upstairs, like what you call that? It's like a living room, but it's in the hallway. I don't even know what you want to call it.
I know. It's
like
a study hall or
yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
Like that. So, but he had his laptop. I mean, his setup right there, and it had like charts on it. I was like, bro, what? I was like, oh, I'm delivering your chair for you to trade. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. So I'm like talking to him and shit. He like chopping up with me and stuff. He like, yeah, everything that you see I done bought off of Forex. I'm like, bruh, like I really met you in real life though, not over the internet, not no MLM, like real life. Like I can build a personal relationship with you. So like I say, but it's like a lot going on, but we gotta just tap in. You feel me?
Yeah, facts. Like I think when was it? When was it? Like probably like last year. I think it was like maybe last year around this time, maybe a little earlier, like around the summer. I had put like $800 into a trading account, and I had flipped it to like 5 bands, and I had like took one out, and then I got emotional with the shit, and I lost the other 4. And then since then, like just with my son and juggling this, that, and the third, I just ain't been back on it. But like that shit, like it still never goes away. Like my home screen is like that 4-band L that I took. like I just put that shit in my face like
that's
that.
hard. Hey, shout out to you, you know what I'm saying, for being a dad and being a stand-up guy, but that's, I did not know you was a dad. So it's just like, you learn something new every day. But shout out to you for that. 1, 2, bro, it really do be the emotions, bro, but it's like, it's like you said, you went from 800 to 5 bands. Like, look at how much of an emotional shift that is. It's like, bro, I don't never have to do this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
What? Like, what? So it's like, I get it, bro. Like, we all like,
You live and learn, live and you learn, bro. You live and you learn.
That should just be in my head though, like get back to it. Like, I just like, I don't know.
It's that voice telling you to do it, nigga.
Man, I needed this podcast. Tonight I'm gonna go drop some charts, man. Better go.
We can tap in, bro. We can FaceTime and shit. Like, I had a homie that I was doing it with. Phone them ain't right, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. We can tap in, and I got services for all of that. We got tools out here that they ain't trying to tell us about, but they out here though.
Yeah. Hey man, I see your page. Metatrappers.
Yeah. See, like, yeah, Metatrappers is cool or whatever. Like I said, I was doing something with some people, and they was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
that ain't it no more.
No, it's just like really the company that you keep is like important. So you know, if you like this, my thing is, I don't care what it is that you do. If we locked in and you let me know that's what you do, if I'm locked in with you, I'm gonna have to stand on that shit. When they coming, I don't know nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mans ain't on the shit. You know what I'm saying? Woo woo. But then when I come to you, and I'm thinking that you ain't done something, but you done something, or you ain't told me that you on some bullshit, and then like I get caught up in the bullshit. That's a problem. I don't like that. Yeah. You got to be like, cause then like you lying to me, like you trying to set me up, like you trying to goddamn, you feel me? I ain't with that shit. You feel me? So, but like I'm finna start my own one, so I got like a little TikTok for it right now, and then I got some I'm finna be basically starting like a Discord and everything like that. Me and my homie gonna set it up this week and everything. We're gonna probably be launching that like December, starting in December. So like if you want to be a part of that, like we can do it, bro. There's money out here for sure.
Let me know, man. I'm trying to be a student of this shit for sure.
Yeah, definitely gotta be a student of the game.
I keep hearing you talk about like say like homies right that maybe weren't right. So how important would you say is to cut off people that just ain't serving you right?
Bro, that is a top tier, because no matter how much work you're trying to do on yourself, if the people around you ain't respecting that, they not on that type of time. So when I say they respect it, it's like, if I'm not on the same type of time as you, then I'm going to just like, you know what I'm saying, fall back a little bit and respect your boundaries. But if you crashing my boundaries and you're not on the same type of time that I'm on, you making me feel bad for being on the type of time that I'm on, or you like you doing bullshit and then you trying to make it seem like what you do, like, no, can't be on none of that. And then it's like, cause somebody like that, they either envious of you, they jealous of you, or they got hidden animosity with you. And it's like, all of that is what type of stuff leads to like what we just witnessed with the whole situation with the Robinson girl, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So it's like stuff like that. It'd be like red flags that you see, and if you don't pay no attention to it, like especially like me, I'm a good dude, so my girl really had to wake me up to like people around me, like the new people, because I've been knew about the old people, but the new people I had to be woken up to. So like even when I first got my girl, this dude, he was real cool with me. Nigga tried to set me up like to get killed, and it was so weird because it was so weird, bro. It was if I explain the story, y'all gonna be like, bro, what? Like that don't even make sense. We linked after he got off of work. We used to work the same job, but I stopped working there because I was trading and shit. But we linked when he got off the work. And then he was like, oh, such and such is over here. But the person that he said was over there was one of my main homies. Like, I've been knowing him longer than him. So I'm like, if bro was over there, he would have hit me up and told me he was over there. But I'm like, shit, I ain't thinking nothing. I'm like, well, they know each other too, so they work together too, so we gonna going over here. And then as we going over there and shit, he keeps switching up the story. Like, I'm like, oh, so you said he over where? Woo, woo. He like, nah, bro. He said he moved over there. He moved over there. And then he was like, oh, he said he ain't even over there no more. We can still walk over there to see if he over there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some
like,
weird
oh,
shit,
nah,
yeah.
Niggas trying to get me to go into the cut so they can knock me off, you feel me?
Yeah.
So it just be like, you know what I'm saying? You just got to wake up because, again, that could be the difference between you being here today and tomorrow and not being here no more.
Big face.
How did you wake him up to that homie?
Oh, me? I mean, it was even way before that incident. It's like, I don't know. I feel like especially because, like, I'm very in tune with myself and I'm very in tune with God. So I always get, like, a lot of convictions or discernments. So if I know, like, we could go out to an event or something like that, and I'll just have this heavy feeling coming over me, like something ain't right. And so it'll, like, alarm me. And that's when I'm always on my P's and Q's, like, everywhere I go. I wouldn't say, like, not to the point where it's like you just paranoid all the time, but it's like I'm always, like, observing. Like, I'm always aware of everything that's going on. So I may look like I'm not being aware, but I am. So it's been a lot of things, especially with him. Like, he'll have, like, a lot of, because just the way he is, like, I'm, like, really cool and I'm chill and I could get turned too, but he's way more turned all the time, you know what I'm saying? So it's like he be like, you know, just be turning up with people and stuff like that, and I'll be chill because it's like, okay, like, while he's turning up, I gotta be that, like, person who's, like, watching, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't let nobody, like, try to slip, you know what I'm saying? Like, he do something and then somebody end up doing something to him, you know what I'm saying? Because he not aware of what's going on. And he does be aware, but it's like once you, like, caught up in so much commotion going on around you, it's like you not looking to see if somebody gonna do something to you, you know what I'm saying? You just living in the moment. So I'm a person, I'm always, like, always on my 10 toes. So it's been, like, a lot of friends he would have, and, like, they would just be on some weird stuff, like either trying to, like, set him up or trying to, like, talk to me or try to make me leave him or try to make me do business without him, like, so many things, like, but it's like y'all don't know who y'all dealing with because I'm on the same team as my man no matter what. So it's like you just playing yourself, you feel me? So I would, like, literally, like, it's like a dude trying to talk to me and he trying to make sure that, like, trying to set me up or to a point where it's like, oh, I gotta get you away from your boyfriend, da-da-da, but it's like you telling me this and I'm finna go tell my nigga, like, you think you, like, you're not slick. So it's like I just be having to be aware. So when it comes to stuff like that, I'm just always, like, very, like, observant. Like, I'm watching everything around me. And, like, it makes sense for me, too, because, like I said, I'm chill. So people like, oh, that's just how she is. Little do you know I'm watching you, too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I ain't trying to seem like that. But I really got to do that, especially because, like he said, the story with what happened to the girl, she went on a trip with friends she thought was her friends, especially, like, 5+ years. And then they end up doing something like that to her. Like, it's crazy, like we live in a crazy world. It don't matter how long you've known a person, like, they could still turn on you. Like, you never know. So I really just be trying to, like, make sure that I'm watching everything that's going on around us, because I don't want to, like, you know what I'm saying? I would be, bro, what if somebody was to try to, like, take somebody that I really love and care about out of this world? You gonna see another side of me that you ain't gonna see. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's all it is. I really just be aware of my surroundings.
That's hard, bro.
Yeah.
That's definitely important, man. Your partner got to be on 10 too, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right.
She a medium too. Like, she be having, like that dream that I told you my man's mom had. She be having, like, them joints too. So she be like, she's a medium too. Yeah, like, she'll let me know, like, I had this dream about you. You know what I'm saying? Woo, and I'm like, all right, accordingly. You feel me?
That shit, I don't peep too, cause, like, my girl, like, she been telling me too about, like, some homies and, like, about some, like, acquaintances. Like, she always, like, she be the first one. She see it before me, and especially with the vibes, and she's be like, but they doing it and a third to you, and I'm like, but nah, but, like, I got a big heart, so I'm like, I'm always trying to, like, help. Like, I'm always trying to, like, help. I'm always trying to, like, I'm willing to put some shit aside cause I'm always trying to make an excuse for a nigga, just that and a third. Bro, but it's like that shit gets to you, and then she never be wrong. You
gotta listen, because technically you having a big heart is why this is all able to be possible. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So you're not doing anything wrong by having a big heart. That's what God blessed you with. You feel me? So He blessed you with a partner that's blessed with the gift of discernment or the gift of, like, vision and being able to see, oh, niggas ain't right. You feel me? So you gotta listen when you know what I'm saying. You gotta tap in and just hear them. Like, you know what I'm saying? All right, bet. Move accordingly.
Yeah, man, I like, yo.
Big ups to you too, bro. That's gas.
Appreciate you, man. But
you got a loyal girl too. You got a solid
girl.
girl.
Man. I got solid. We've been together like about to be 5 years.
Oh, I'm trying to get like,
But like even it was like my story kind of like y'all's, I guess. But like I had just gotten out of like a toxic relationship, and I was like, man, I'm single. Like I was ready to like lock in and wild out. Like, and then she like I had known her since we was little. Like we been on each other, but we had reconnected. And then we was like I just seen like yo, she's different. Like, and I was like, I can't let this just pass. Like, and I can't tell you how bad I did not want to be cuffed in that moment. I was like, yo, I was so ready to be free.
My boy was on his city boy.
Yo, bro, you did not understand, bro. I was ready to be free, bro. I was ready to fly, and then I was just like, nah, bro, I can't let this pass up. Like, this is real. Like, this is real. She's solid. She's different. And I mean, it's been a journey, but like.
Now y'all flying together, nigga. Now y'all flying together.
You feel me? Like, and that's what I'm saying. I hear y'all saying like how important it is like to truly find like a partner like that can complement you, and that y'all really locked in, bro. And that's like, it's just so much bullshit for us young niggas out here, bro. It's like
it's
so many
sides,
distractions.
You know with the women, like they gotta deal with so much.
Yeah, bro, so much. And niggas don't really know how to like they'll find that girl and not know how to treat her, or like they'll find that girl and not be right themselves. They be on the fuck shit, and I just be like, there's a lot of weird shit.
Yeah, if you know you ain't right, bro, just let the person go. And that's for men, women. I don't care. Like, if you know you're not right, you gotta let that person go, because you blocking their blessings, you blocking them for what God got for them, and you ain't gonna have nothing in the end. You're gonna just be fucked up, bro. I'm telling you, it do not pay off. It do not pay off.
Yeah, that's facts. But what they say, one man's loss is another man's treasure.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Tell her what it is, gang.
Like, people be taking good people in their life for granted and then try to cry when they gone. It's like, you ain't cherish this person in the moment, so you done lost your time. You know what I'm saying?
Man, go ahead, want to take a break?
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
I didn't want to mess up the video.
We be trying, bro. That's the whole thing about like just trying to put on some game, cause there's just so much bullshit out here. So we just trying to put on a little game.
For those who wonder.
That's what it said, though.
We rolling?
Yeah, we back from a little break.
We back. Also, like, so I was asking you, bro. So, when did you start getting into music?
I started getting into recording, like actual recording. I started doing that about 2016, like around the fall. I had my little first job. Thought I was shit, you feel me? So took a little money, went to the studio, made a couple little bops. It was like more so like based in like pop and like indie music, so like indie rap and shit. So you know, them songs was kind of straight. So then like I just decided, okay, 2017, I'm gonna take this one even harder. So top of 2017, I started doing videos and all that stuff like that. But yeah, 2016 was the year.
2016. So you got a passion for it then? Like, you really fuck with it?
Bro, I think the first time I ever told my dad that I wanted to be a rapper, I was like 8 years old.
Oh,
we was
shit.
at a Chinese restaurant, like the Chinese
Yeah.
buffet on the West. And I was like in the bathroom and I was freestyling. And I was like, Dad, I'm gonna be a rapper.
What he said?
He was just like, I hear you, son. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I told my dad an artist and shit. So I feel like sometimes he be like, you know what I'm saying, towards like other artists and shit, just because he's like so caught up in trying to have his own career. But yeah.
Let's start that shit. Oh, appreciate it. It look good. Alright, baby.
On the guys.
My fault, bro. I had that little thought right quick.
Nah, I mean, because we could have did a whole session.
Yeah, man, a little whole 30 minutes and like, fuck, shit didn't start.
That'd have been crazy.
But so yeah, where y'all want to go with the music shit, bro? Where?
I'm gonna let you handle this one. What we going with the music shit? What we going with the music shit? You feel me?
I mean, like, you know, our group name is called Black Eden, so it's like our relationship within ourselves, within God, and just having a relationship in general, you know what I'm saying? So, everybody knows the story of like Adam and Eve, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, if that story could be different, that's what we are, like the what's the word for it?
Embodiment.
Embodiment of that basically. So it's like, you know, we like trying to go a different route with this. So as far as the music, it's like, I would say just kind of like influencing, like healing. It's like healing, you know what I'm saying, but still turn, you know what I'm saying. So it's not like just you sad all day or anything like that, you know what I'm saying. It's like if people want, you know, they want to be turned, but we still being turned and we still being real. Like we talking about real life problems. We talking about things that's going on in the world. We talking about relationships. We talking about all these things that a lot of people are afraid to talk about, you know what I'm saying. I get the whole selling in the music industry because, you know, this is what the fans want to hear, but it's like, this is what they want, but why not give them what they need? You know what I'm saying? So we based off on that, like just basically giving like the people what they really need to hear, you know what I'm saying? So that they can start doing that inner work within themselves too. But yeah, just being inspiration to other people and like, you know, like making sure that, you know, everyone is like, they straight with themselves, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all man wise, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
That's hard, man.
Thank you.
That's how me and my bro got into music because of that same reason. Because we seen that the industry it's so watered down with the same type of subjects in every song, man. And like, but the reason these songs are so fucking hard is because they are a turn. You know, you can't deny they are a turn.
Right.
But the messages behind them and the things people are like dancing to, turn up to, is just nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to be able to master the fact to make a turn song with a good message, like that's some powerful shit right there. So I respect that for real.
Thank you.
Y'all got one now already, right?
Yeah, we got 2 songs already.
2 songs, what's called?
And then she got a song on the way to drop.
Oh, y'all got 2 songs out as Blvck Eating up?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
We got Soul Searching, and then we got Ready. So both of them are like on all streaming platforms right now. So.
Okay.
Yeah, Soul Searching and
Blvck
Renegade,
Eating.
but
Blvck Eating.
Black is spelled with a V, so
Yeah.
BLVCK.
Okay. Okay,
This
for
is like
sure.
make the entendre of like flipping on his head and stuff like that. But
For
like,
sure, yeah.
to kind of piggyback off of what you were saying about the whole thing of like making a turn song, while it's also speaking about some real stuff. It's like, yeah, like, you know, the main wave is the music, the actual sound of the music, the actual production of the music, and even the message. But even beyond just what we talking about in the music, like how we going about doing it too, like the way I want to go about doing things is in order to make the power is in the people's hands. So you were saying like that you can't lie, the beats is turning, but we the ones decided the beat is turning out. If you don't feel the beat, then the beat not turning. I don't care who made it. Like if Dr. Dre made it, I don't care who. Like if you don't feel like it's turned, it's not turned. Like I ask her this question all the time of like, if a tree fell down in the forest and somebody wasn't around to hear it, did it actually make a sound?
I hear that question a lot, like in
real,
theory.
It's like a philosophical question. It's like basically like, does it make a difference? Does the universe exist or any of that without us being here? Like, what does any of this matter if we're not here to make it matter? Like God made all this for us, and vice versa. It's like we're supposed to honor Him, but it's like again, without us being here, what difference does any of this make? So that's my whole movement with the world in general. It's like the music industry is powerful, but it's powerful because we as people are a powerful people. So it's like we the ones making what's cool. If we don't go and make these changes to these songs, if we don't go and like play these songs, they don't get paid. These guys barely getting paid already because the labels is doing them dirty. Yeah. So they really wouldn't get paid. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like,
you don't think like the labels pushing like the violence and the bullshit for a certain like reason?
For sure, they're doing it for 100% of reason, like an agenda of like, you know, to destroy us, because hip hop in itself and any other genre of music, because that's all of our shit. But hip hop specifically was made to empower us. It's just like reggae is made to empower, or dancehall, or like Afrobeat. All of these different sounds are sounds that's supposed to empower those communities of indigenous peoples. So moving forward, these labels and all that stuff, they just move in and be like, all right, bet we're gonna just take it and profit off of it. But on the back end too, we're gonna slip little sentences in these songs, little mindset shifts in here to make y'all feel like this or to act like that, and pretty much destroy ourselves, to steal, kill, and destroy. Like that's literally it.
Have you ever heard of the meeting they had back in the 90s with Bone Thugs and Harmony?
It was like a lot of different artists there, and it was like around like the early 90s, because the early 90s hip hop was like, you know what I'm saying, like those artists that make that conscious rap.
Yeah, like KRS and all that. Yeah.
Later on, it was like, you know, Tupac and them like beefing with each other, like niggas full on like ready to die behind some ignorant shit. You feel me? I definitely know about that though. Yeah.
You talking about the meeting with the label executives?
Because they were talking about like a lot of their employees were investing in prisons or something like that, and they had to make sure the prison stayed full so that they could keep getting paid. So in order to do that, they had to like change the narrative of the music because hip hop was rising. It was just like a new thing, but it was very positive at first, and then it just shifted to gangster rap.
Yeah.
And that's where like everything started changing, bro. Like hardcore.
You ever heard Self-Destruction?
Nah.
It's like I can't remember. I don't know exactly the number one artist that song it is, but it's got like you say KRS. It's got like all these artists on it. Like I'm not sure KRS is on it, but I'm saying it's got like all these hip hop artists from around that time. And the song is about heading for self-destruction, meaning like in the black community or in the communities of like, you know what I'm saying, indigenous peoples or like oppressed peoples, we need to stop like doing the wrong shit because we only going for self-destruction. And it was like, it had hella artists on it, but it was like early 90s, like you were saying. So, yeah, that shit is.
I ain't never heard it. I don't need to tap into that one.
Man, I used to listen to like the, you know, like the stations on the TV that you flip through and they like got music on them.
Mm-hmm.
Like MTV and shit?
No. Like music choice or something like that. It'd be like just a black screen that got like.
Yeah. I know you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
I used to listen to like music from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and then like I finally did get to hip hop, and I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. Like, this is it, and that's when I found out about all of that shit. Like all of that shit.
Lumi, you had said, you said that everybody knows the story of Adam and Eve, and if it had a chance to be rewritten, that's what you want y'all to be. Like, could you elaborate a little on that?
Well, like, you know, when those, like, in the Garden of Eden, of course, you know, the woman, like, so God made Eve from Adam's rib, so, and once he created them, they didn't, like, you know, they wasn't aware that, like, anything, it was a quote someone had said, and they was saying, like, I can't remember it, but basically, like, being embarrassed about something is, like, you can't be embarrassed about something if it's not really an embarrassment unless you notice that it is, you know what I'm saying? So when they noticed that they were like naked and stuff like that, and after they like ate the apple and stuff, but the fruit, after they did that, they noticed that they were naked and stuff like that, and then, you know what I'm saying, like, she basically, how he'll be trying to portray is like she basically turned on Adam, but the love that he had for her, he had to go and do the same thing she did too, you know what I'm saying, because he loved her. But it's like, if the stories were different, I would never put my man in that type of position, you know what I'm saying, to have him have to sacrifice his life just for a mistake that I made, you know what I'm saying. So that's why I said with us, what we're trying to go with this, like, I want us to be like the remnants of that. It's like, okay, like, if you have a good man and if you have a good woman, both of y'all should never put any partner in the position to like, okay, I gotta like make all these compromises or I gotta make all these sacrifices for you just because I love you if you're not doing the same thing, you know what I'm saying? It gotta be 50-50. So with us, it's like, I want to show that you can still have, even with nowadays, like, a lot of people like want love but they fear love, you know what I'm saying? Like, they go, oh, F this bitch or F this nigga, but it's like, a lot of people really do want love, but they're just afraid because of the trauma they had or how they were raised or the product of the environment they were in. So with us, it's like, okay, like, we have, you know, we don't have the exact same story as everybody else, but we have similar stories. Like, I done had a lot of things that I went through as a woman growing up, and I know he had a lot of things that he went through as a man growing up, but it's like, if we could come from that, from all the bad things that happened to us and create something great out of it, anybody else could do that, you know what I'm saying? So we want to be like the prime examples of that. Like, okay, like, you know, it don't, just because this happened to you in your life don't mean your life is necessarily fucked up, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could still find your way out of it. So even with me and him, a lot of things too, like, I used to always wanted locks when I was like a kid, and people would tell me, oh no, like, that's ugly, but it's like, even me just living within that, I got locks, and I got a man that got locks, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and then like everywhere we go, people like, oh, y'all look like celebrities, It's like, people, all these things that people used to tell me I couldn't do, I'm now doing it. But he has opened me up to that too, like just being real within myself, you know what I'm saying? And I know I've helped him in many ways like that too. So even with the whole Adam and Eve thing, it's like, if we could switch the story around to where Adam and Eve, like, Eve never even like disobey God. Eve never did these things, but it's like, sometimes I feel like I don't want to push it too far to that too, because I feel like we would be in a world that we live in today, you know what I'm saying? Even though it is like a tragic world, there is a lot of miracles that happen within today too, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to sacrifice some type of thing to get good out of it, you know what I'm saying? But that's basically it though.
Y'all got a lot of purpose, man. I really like, I'm gonna pray for y'all.
Thank
like,
you.
No, okay, like, I really hope y'all do some crazy shit, like, not no negative type way, like I'm saying, like some Yeah. Some major shit.
Impactful shit.
Yeah, because y'all moving with a lot of purpose the way y'all speaking. And I see y'all actions like that's it's commendable for real, bro. It's inspiration.
Bless up for sure. That's really it. Like moving with the purpose, you know what I'm saying? Trying to like just make sure that everybody starts to like live like that. Because I feel like when you live in a purpose-driven life, even just like happiness, you're not looking to attain it because you have it. You showing it. You feel me? So it's like that's probably like my personal main thing. That was why I started like doing my music and everything like that, because I was searching for happiness. I was searching for fulfillment, and I'm starting to realize like it's really like not nothing I gotta search for outside. It's like inside of me. So that's the biggest thing with us, is trying to like just show that in the world. It's like, bro, like everything you need been always inside of you the whole time.
God, I took a vow of silence last month for a week, and that was like one of my realizations. And I was sober that whole month too of October. And that was one of my realizations. I was like, everything I need is in here. Like, fuck am I doing? Killing myself. Yeah. That's power. Chino, you quiet, man. You had some mad questions during the break, and now you quiet, man. What's up with you, man? No, but you was talking about how you got into dancing.
Oh, dancing? Yeah. I've been dancing since I was like a kid, but like I was telling him, like I didn't start taking it serious until high school, and I have my brother, Terrence, but he go by T-Boogie. He's currently in Minnesota right now, but
shout out T-Boogie.
2016, so I was raised here. 2016, my family, we moved to Minnesota, and my mom, like, we have a lot of family up there, so she just wanted to see, like, you know, a different environment, because we've been in Charlotte all our life. So moved to Minnesota, and then that's when me and my brother really like started taking off. Like, we was in high school, going to high school together, and he's like a year younger than me, so we'll like just be like making dance videos on YouTube, and like, you know, we'll be doing like the school talent shows and stuff like that, and everyone would go, oh, it's Lumi and Clt, like everybody just like knowing us and stuff like that. So after that, like I started like after I graduated high school, he was a senior, so I was telling him like, bro, like, he wanted us to continue the dancing thing, and I was telling him like, bro, like, I'm becoming like an adult now, you know what I'm saying? Like, we was getting like clout from it, but we wasn't like making money from it. So I was just trying to basically tell him like, bro, like, I get it, but at the same time, I mean, if we ain't making money from it, I'm becoming an adult woman. Like, I got real life things I got to take care of now, you know what I'm saying? So I guess like he felt ways about it and stuff like that, so he kind of like chilled on it too, because he was the type of person like, we came in this together, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't just continue this on my own. So it kind of like broke our little group apart. But then I started like taking it seriously again when I moved back down here. I moved back down to Charlotte 2020. And I just started getting into the dance community, like, you know, chopping it up with different people. That's why I met Creative K. You know, I was meeting like other dancers and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I need to start taking my dance career seriously, because this is something that I've been doing since I was a kid, so I can't just let this go just because I ain't making money from it. So once I started actually like living in it, that's when I actually started making money from it. So it's like now the stuff I was looking for, I always had it in me, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't aware of that because I was so focused on that when I was supposed to be focused on myself. So after I started like just being focused, like, you know what, I'm gonna just do it. Like, I love dance, I'm gonna do it for fun. That's when the opportunities start rolling in, and I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Like, that's the key, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the key. So I started like just like, you know, getting paid to dance and do this. I was even in like a dance crew in Minnesota. It was called TCDC. We was like going to clubs and stuff like that, like making 1,500 and stuff like that off of like performing live shows. Like, we was really doing this. So when I came back down here, that's what I was trying to continue. And currently, like, I got this new crew called Misfits Dance Crew, and we're like it's all girls dance crew, and it's like it's like 6 of us. So right now that's where I'm trying to do, like, go back like how I was doing with TCDC. I'm trying to like do that with Misfits, and just like so we can like start showcasing our artwork and getting paid from it too. But I was telling him like, dang, I kind of like felt bad with my brother, because we could have been up right now if we was to continue that over the years, you know what I'm saying? But he up in Minnesota, and he got like, you know, he grown out too. He got real life things going on, so I can just come back in the picture. Oh, I'm ready now, you know what I'm saying? When he been waiting, so I'm just focusing on me and doing what I gotta do. And then once we come back together, if God wants that, we're gonna come back together and, you know, start running it up again. So
I hear y'all like y'all got God deep in y'all life.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
what is that to y'all personally? Like,
oh shit, my bad. This phone
pause that shit. Little technical difficulties. Give us a little second.
That man read my mind. I was about to ask the same thing. Actually, bro, I think you're the best one to know about this. Just because I don't know. Oh, I'm tripping. I was screwing it in. There we go.
Sound like you're on the phone with you on your phone. You be like doing stuff at work and the phone be. That's how it sounds.
Oh yeah, so the question was what is God to y'all?
Go ahead.
You know you want to talk, man. Come on.
I don't want to be just, I don't want to talk, you know what I'm saying? How you talking all the time? But basically, for me, like, okay, how can I explain this without throwing people off? You feel me? So basically, for me, God is like everything, everywhere, all at once. You know what I'm saying? It's like God is in you, God is in you, God is in her, God is in me. Our like we connecting is channeling God like everywhere, all the time. So I feel like the only thing that separates us from God is like going against nature, going against the will of what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, so somebody like we talking about with the whole thing with the relationship. If you know you got a good woman, why would you like do anything wrong with that? Like that's evil to me. So that's bad. That's evil to me. So you know stuff like that. Like God is like everything for me. It's like if I don't have no relationship with myself, I can't have no relationship with God because God made me. So if I don't even honor my own self, I don't even like tap in with myself. How can I be tapped in? So like I said, I be like doing my little morning routine. I do my workout, and I pray, and I just like I always pray prayers of like in advance. You know what I'm saying? Like meaning like they manifestation, right? But like praying a prayer of in advance, like I know that this is gonna work out because I trust you. I know that you got me, like type shit like that. So yeah, that's literally everything, bro. 100%.
Yeah, it's also like for me, basically like I grew up in like a Christian family, and so like, you know, like with especially with our culture and stuff like that, we'll always go to church every Sunday and stuff like that, or like. My mom would like make us like do prayer and worship and stuff like that. But as I started getting older, I started wanting to like find out more about God because I felt like it was a lot of things that they weren't really telling me. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to go and search for that myself. So I started doing like, you know, my journey and everything like that. And I was just tapping into like different things, learning about different religions and other things. And the whole thing about it is like they try to like divide. Their whole thing is to divide and conquer. It's like none of these religions ain't really like everybody really the same at the end of the day. Even with the Bible, let's be real. We know it's a lot of stuff that they be lying about in there, but it's not about believing the whole Bible. It's about taking the wisdom from within the Bible so you can apply that to your life. So I'm a firm woman and believer of that. So anything I would read from the Bible or anything, like I would take that, and that's how I was able to like, you know, get a good man or like get these blessings coming in within my life because I took that inner work and I applied that wisdom. You can have knowledge, but wisdom is more power within that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like just to a place where it's like now like God for me is like we know like I'm a like he's a higher power. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a supernatural being. It's a supernatural being, you know what I'm saying? So people try to focus on, well, they lying about this, but it's like within you, you know deep down in yourself, no matter what they saying, you know the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's in here whether you realize it or not. And no matter how hard we try to run from it, it's always going to come back to you. That's what I used to do. Like, I'll be partying and, like, you know what I said, like, smoking and stuff like that, getting into it with different guys that would be, like, hurting me and stuff like that because I wasn't, like, in tune with myself and I wasn't in tune with God. So it was like, damn, I was, like, just letting all these things happen to me because I didn't really know myself well enough, you know what I'm saying? But once I started tapping in within myself, I started tapping within God too. And like they say, like God is within all of us, like God is within her, she would not fail. Like, and that's my mindset from everything, you know what I'm saying? So God is, like he said, all around, he's in everyone. We're no different from each other, you know what I'm saying? Like they just try to divide us, but we're all one at the end of the day.
Oh God.
They fear the day of unity.
Yeah, you definitely do.
You fear it.
To me, it's like when it comes to the Bible, like the Bible ain't got no lies. To me, where the lies come in is where like man, when they set up religion, and then they have a congregation, and they want to push their interpretation or their understanding on the masses, and just say accept this or you're going to hell, or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, that's just like, to me, I always say, like, you want to have conversations with some of my homies that ain't necessarily believe in the Bible. I'm like, look, don't believe me. Like, the Bible free game, open it up, read it for yourself. Like, don't believe shit I say. Like, just read it.
Right, that's facts. Like, you gotta make sure, like, you doing that work too, because that's with a lot of the churches and stuff like that. Even when they be like, oh, if you don't do this, you know, you going to hell. But these people just believe that because they're not doing the research themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're not doing it, if that wouldn't. They used to say to me, of course, when I was a kid, I would be scared. But now me growing up, like, I'm not afraid of that because I know the truth. You know what I'm saying? So you can't scare me with that because the power lies within me. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is.
Why is this fuck?
Yeah, I like what you were saying though earlier about you know how like the manifestation, right? But I was reading it yesterday, bro, like the day before, because when I go home, there's this church and it always has like this sign with like a biblical verse and say what it's about, right? And it was saying lessons from a fig tree, and I believe it was Mark 11. So I got home and I started reading it, and it was about how Jesus had like cursed a certain fig tree, and he went about his day, and then him and the disciples come the next day and they walk past it, and the same fig tree has cursed, it was like withered down, it was basically dead. And he goes on to tell them that when you pray, you got to pray like you know you already got it, and it shall come. And I feel like that's one thing that maybe that people have lost. Like when they talk about manifestation, it's like they make it kind of more about them, forgetting about the essence of God and like where you really getting these blessings from. I was telling a homie yesterday, I seen the interview Jack Harlow had did. He was like, everybody want to talk about Jesus and God, but my thing is manifestation. I'm like, that's why I seen the prime example of like, they trying to push us away from God the most we can, so it's just all about us. But it's like, yo, their true essence is in God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
All of it is like super misleading because the most misleading part about it all is that technically you technically saying one and the same thing. But what I say about it's misleading is because so to me, somebody like me, right? All my life they didn't use this what is supposed to be helpful to me. They didn't use it and weaponized it against me to stop me from being able to receive my blessings, from stop me from being able to see the vision that God is showing me, because they telling me that this is the only type of vision that God can even give you. So this type of vision ain't even nothing that He can ever give you because that's all way out of the left field anyways. So my thing is, because we were talking about this yesterday, like moving with purpose. So I was like, what's the difference between all these guys that be selling their soul and how are they getting to be able to do what they doing, woo woo, right? So like you would think, oh well, since they sold their soul, that's like what the devil's giving them in return. But it's more or less like the main thing that they have is they have a purpose. Even if it's a dark one, they have a purpose. So that's how they're able to achieve the things they're achieving and go through the bullshit that they're going through behind closed doors that we don't know about, right? So the reason why I say with this whole Jack Harlow thing, it's like, or any of these guys, it's like he didn't have to say the whole part about Jesus at all. He didn't have to say, "Oh, everybody think is this," because he's comparing and contrasting. He didn't have to do it. And I'll be struggling with that a little bit too, in the sense of like I be so angered by the fact that all my life that people didn't use those things to weaponize against me. Because my belief is that ain't his name in the first place. I believe that his name is something totally different because those letters do not exist in the first language letters. You know what I'm saying? But that's me. That's my personal shit. I don't try to put that onto other people. You feel what I'm saying? So again, I wouldn't compare and contrast. Only thing I would go as far as to say is that whatever, like, my thing is that whatever you're having in your life, you having that because you having that. Like, it ain't nothing that you can't attain or you can't have because that's your God-given right. Now, what you were saying about the whole thing of separating us from God, it's like, yeah, you're right. It's selfish. It's like, just because you can have it, like we were talking about earlier, with you got a good woman or you got a good partner and you know you can have other people, that don't mean that you should. You feel what I'm saying? So that's where they know what they're doing. That's all I'm gonna say. They know
exactly what they're doing, bro.
Because so long as they got us in this place where what I think is better than what you think, or what you think is wrong and you're going to hell, as long as they got us in that place, we're beat regardless. It don't matter how much of the truth you beat.
When you oh my fault, go ahead.
I was just saying, back off of what he said with the manifestation thing to these people, especially these celebrities. they try to like, everybody know that we were made in the image of God, so of course that means we are gods, but they take that way over their head. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how, like, you got all these crazy people like running around nowadays just like thinking they bigger and better, like so conceited, like thinking they bigger and better than somebody because I'm a god, you know what I'm saying? Or like all these things when it's like, especially what they call the new age, it's like believing that you are God, like there is no real God, like you are already God, and like, you know, the whole world, you know, runs around you, and like that's what he talked about, the manifestation thing and stuff like that. But it's like we're made in the image of God, but you don't gotta run around and like start really trying to be God. You know what I'm saying? Especially with these labels and stuff, they really trying to be God, like tell you what to do this, do that, and they like really hurting these people. You know what I'm saying? You thinking that you God, but from God it's like a loving point of view, because like if that was the case, like none of us, like I wouldn't even be able to be here right now. None of us would be able to be, like, the fact that where they say where 2 to 3 is gathered, there we're in the presence of God. You feel me? People will like literally kill for us to be having this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because like they don't want the truth to be revealed. But what I'm saying is, like, we know we were made in the image of God, but you don't gotta run around here trying to be God, because you're really not in no position to be God. You know what I'm saying?
God is a hard job.
You had said something that caught my attention, that in the original scriptures, that you don't believe that that's his name. What you mean by that?
So
Your mic.
before I go into this, you know what I'm saying, this is a safe space, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
So my thing is that anything that weaponizes powers that existed in the motherlands and makes them out to be evil is wrong to me. Because just off of a natural instinct, these people had pyramids at the same time that these people had pyramids, at the same time that these people had pyramids, at the same time that these people had pyramids. Now, even with the hieroglyphs and things like that, I don't know if anybody knows, but Egypt was conquered by Europe. It was conquered by them. But before they conquered Egypt, right? So the whole continent of Africa is not even called Africa. It's called Africa because of the man that supposedly discovered it, or whatever. His name is Africanus, so he named it Africa. So it's like a lot of stuff they're not even telling us, right? So basically, like, the whole thing of it is like, it's even like powers or whatever, like structures of society and civilization that existed even before Egyptians existed, right? So, So like Aristotle, that's a philosopher from Europe, or from like Greece or whatever, Rome. Aristotle, there's some other ones like that, but they were all coming to be around us and watching us and learning from us as much as they possibly can, and then running back to their lands and telling each other about it, so that one day they can conquer us. And then you had the Moors, or like these different people that was going all around the earth colonizing things. So how they was colonizing, but it was different because we wasn't going into people's lands and destroying their lands and raping their women and still killing and destroying. We wasn't doing that, right? So this is my whole thing about this book. It's like they added things and they've taken things out of it. So my thing is that, again, I would love to say that there's nothing in there that is wrong. But my whole thing is that even when I done talked to like some Islam brothers and stuff, and they'll be like, basically that the Quran goes with the Bible as like they supposed to make a doorway or something like that, because it's like it fills in information that the Bible left out for like people of our, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is that I said anything, whether it's even with this new Israel, like the Jewish stuff, anything that does not have indigenous people starting in Africa, and I say indigenous meaning that we existed here long before any person that started in Europe or anywhere over there like that, right? These people didn't never have pyramids. They had mounds. They never had pyramids. Mounds is like this. Pyramids is like structures that's got like mathematics to them, structures that have like things that they can use from like the sun, all types of different things. And this is not to discredit anything in the sense of like to say that there's not one like one God, and like, you know what I'm saying, he has a sun and everything like that. Even in Egyptology, they have things that express that same thing. So these are like literally stories that they've taken from us and weaponized against us. So again, I don't believe that's his name. And I do, and even with like the Pangea thing, right? So Pangea is saying that once in a time, the whole planet was one thing. Every continent was one continent. So that first continent was what we call today as Africa. But it's mountain ranges that are here. There are mountain ranges that are here in North Carolina that connect to mountain ranges in Europe. Like literally meaning that it was one land. So if that's the case,
puzzle piece type shit.
Right. So if that's the case, right? So that would mean that the place that is Africa and the place that is Israel probably was one land. So if that's the case, then that would mean that Israel is damn near Africa, or it probably is Africa. So anything that makes it to where we're not African, bro, I don't ride with that, because they're trying to weaponize us against ourselves. I don't like. That's what they're doing with music. That's what they've done with the any movement that we had, like the Black Panthers began to become the Crips and the Bloods, and then the Crips and the Bloods started just killing each other. Like, I didn't even know anything, any cultural shift or any movement that we have as a people in the world. The enemy comes in and does what they do and make us to not believe that they're the enemy. And what did it say in the Bible? And this is all, like, I'm not saying that I don't use the wisdom and everything out of it, and I don't believe the stories, but I have to take it with a grain of salt too, because I know that even when they giving me the truth, they trying to twist it in with some bullshit to be able to like throw me off. So what I'm saying is that even in the Bible, it talks about what's the enemy's greatest like deception? That he don't exist. Why every time that you say that this being or these people or woo woo is the enemy, why is it always a problem? Why every time I say that they like no, and they pointing over here to like fictitious shit that's not necessarily fictitious. Those powers are there, those beings are there, but where are they taking hold at in the world? They got to take refuge somewhere. So if like we talking about, if God is in all of us, then the devil got to be in somebody. Who is he gonna be in? You feel what I'm saying? So that's just my thing. I like I said, that's why I said this is a safe place, because my whole thing is like I say, you can look at nature and see these same things. Not saying that the universe is God. The universe is not God. The universe is an expression of God, just like we're an expression of God. So if that's the case, you can look into nature and find these same things, even with trading, right? So it's funny that we was talking about trading. I feel like trading was something that God brought to me, right? And this is another confirmation I had about it. It's this thing called the Fibonacci spiral, or the Fibonacci sequence, right?
Yeah, you see that shit in flowers and shit.
Bro, you can use it to trade.
Yeah, with the what is it called?
Any trade that I never took with the Fibonacci didn't hit.
Is that the 369 thing?
No. That's that stuff that's based on the sun and all that. But like, I don't, you know what I'm saying?
That's that shit I was telling you about one time, that it's like the petals and the flowers, like they all follow that one, like it's like a formula.
Yeah, it's almost like pi. It's almost like pi from school.
Yeah.
But it's like, why they never told us about the Fibonacci? They told us about pi in school. They ain't told us about Fibonacci. Like, that don't make sense. It's like, and even with the name of it, that's some European name. But still, though, you know what I'm saying? It's like nature gonna show me what I need to see. Why is it that it's people that look just like people from Africa, in like native people that was born in the outback? What is that place called? I don't know if is it Australia?
The down under type shit.
Kind of like it's like you know what's that movie that they made where the donkey? I mean, not the donkey, but the kangaroo. What's
Madagascar?
Kangaroo Jack.
Oh,
so the place that they was at on Kangaroo Jack. What they be like?
Hey yo, all right.
The place where they was saying like they be saying like crocky mate and all that stuff like that.
Oh, yeah,
that place, the people that are from there indigenously are dark skinned people. The people that are from here indigenously are darker skinned people.
Yeah. I see.
If that's the case, then either we saying that we colonized the whole planet first, or the whole planet was one planet. And that's why I be saying they be leaving us breadcrumbs. The biggest thing they want to do, and this is even with the whole, I'm gonna just say it, even with the whole Illuminati thing. The word Illuminati, it means to illuminate. The light bearers. Yeah. They not bearing no light. They put something in your face to blind you. Like when you asked us about these lights, that they was blinding us. Why did Weeknd got a song called Blinding Lights? And on the video, he tweaking out. You know, like they know what they're doing, bro. And they're weaponizing ourselves against us, because if you enslave somebody or you hurt somebody and then you make them to fall in love with their pain, you make them to fall in love with you, that's called Stockholm Syndrome. That is what the whole planet has right now. We have Stockholm Syndrome. We don't know who our enemy really is.
Fucker, man. So when you say you don't think that's God's name, you talking about like you don't think Jesus is God's name?
Even in the Bible, it said that his actual name we can't even say. Like the actual name of God we can't even say. So it's like, if the actual name of God we can't even say, how we gonna say? I mean, his son's name we probably can say, but I'm saying that can't be it. That the word that they using, running around with that, and it's nothing. Like I said, my whole thing, and I talk to her about this all the time. If you somebody that's in that or any religion that you in, and you don't know no difference, that's what you was brought up in, that's all you ever known, you ain't never then it's like, more power to you, because you're not looking to weaponize that and hurt nobody. But those people that immediately try to weaponize it against you and hurt you with it, you say something to them and it like shakes them up, because it brings up something they already feeling. Like when I was a kid, we couldn't even have conversations like this about God. This was evil in itself. So it's like that to me, that's automatically telling me that you don't care nothing about me, because my God is not a God of confusion.
Yeah,
he is not going to have me out here not knowing what's going on.
The Bible itself will say, if you have a doubt, to speak it out, to express it, because doubt is where the devil come in.
See, like I need to tap in with stuff like that. So my thing is like, even when I talk to her, my thing is like, I would love to like go deeper, because I used to like, okay, so like and I can speak like this because I was on that heavy, bro. Like I spent like a whole year or two, like just like every day reading my word, every day like being on this, on that. I had some things happen in that community to me as a man, just as a man itself. It's just like, no, that can't be like, you know what I'm saying? So, but I
like
still
in the community you was like
like
the Bible, I guess.
No, like in the Christian community. So okay. I had some things happen to me when I went to this one church, and it like really kind of like scarred me for life, but not really scarred me for life because I know myself. So, but it's like I had like, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So I had biases, but even I done had to get over my biases over the years and just get back to the understanding. Like I said, the things, it's a lot of truth in there, but the main thing the enemy want to do is mimic, and he want to get and twist his stuff up with the truth. Like even when in the Garden of Eden, when he told Eve that she surely wouldn't die if she ate off the tree, she didn't die. So he didn't lie, but he lied because he didn't say, "Oh, this wouldn't affect things in the future and make these type of things happen to where your lineage dies." He never said that. So it's like that's what I'm saying. It's like even with the whole Jack Harlow thing, to tie back to that, he never had to contrast and compare. He know he fucking evil. Mm-hmm. We know he fucking evil. He's a cultural appropriator.
Yeah, for sure.
That's enough. I don't need to know what your really. You could have came out your mouth and said you believe in Jesus. I know that you don't, because the God that I serve does not do that. So that's my whole thing about that. It's like I don't even be listening to what these people be saying because I already know what's up. Like you ain't gotta tell me, bro. I can read it on your face, bro. You over here twitching and glitching, and the whole time you talking, like you feel me, bro? But I ain't gonna go all the way off on a tangent, man. That's something that's really deep to me because I feel like spiritually is the main place that they heard of. If we talk about knowing yourself, you can't know where you're going if you don't know where you came from because you don't know where you at. So meaning again, we got Stockholm syndrome in a spiritual sense. If spiritually we could all just come to the understanding that this is the case, like in a sense of like we all originate from here, and everything that we study, whether it's this, that, and the third, originates from here some type of way. That would make things more seamless, and you would be able to easily be able to tell who's for you and who's actually against you, because they ain't gonna have nothing. What they can't dance around that. Like if I actually found out his name and I start speaking his name and I notice his name, like what they say, feet like bronze, hair like wool. You can't deny that. It's like if you deny that Jesus is black at that point, you evil. Like it's blatantly telling you what it is.
But I mean, you can even see like even in the Bible, like it's plain as day. Like where the fuck was Jesus born? Like he was born in Nazareth. Like where the fuck is the white people over there? Like, you see what I'm saying?
It's crazy, bro.
People ain't really paying attention for it.
But that's what they said. It's like they know that, and this is saying that they be saying like they put all the answers and everything in these books, but they know that our people ain't gonna want to read. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't want to get the knowledge, the wisdom from these books. So that's why I say even with him, you know, he would like tell me like, you know, like how he grew up and things he had against, you know, like the Bible and stuff or different things like that, just because of what he been through. And I told him like, you know what I'm saying, like I get it, but sometimes we just gotta search for that ourselves. Like I said, when I was younger, they used to tell me I'm going to hell for this, but it's like I don't search for that myself. It's like you can't tell me nothing because I know the truth. You know what I'm saying? God has shown me it to me multiple times. You know what I'm saying? So can't nobody. You gotta make sure that you're building that on a solid foundation to where nobody can shake or break anything that you got going on with you and your relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? So
I read my word every day. I got the Bible app on my phone. So it's not like I said. That's why I said if it's a safe place. Because just because I read it and just because I understand what's in there, don't mean that I can't question if I know that it's questions I have. But yeah, I read my word every day.
That's what you're supposed to do. Like if like you got some doubts and this and the third, like you're supposed to like seek. Because if not, that doubt just finna take seed, and then the devil finna have an opening. He finna be like, "Oh, what? You feel me?"
Yeah.
And
asking you shall receive. It's simple. It's real simple.
I feel like even like the negative experience that you may have had, like even that's part of his plan, because like now it turns you off to the whole thing, and he's like, he's not even looking for the truth. I don't even gotta worry about him. But like even. Yeah,
that was a huge thing for me for a long time because it made me just like feel so many type of ways about myself because I felt like I was the cause of it. And then, but on the back end, like you say, so if the devil had a plan in it, then you know that God had a plan in it. You feel me? So it's like God has so much work for. Like now I can understand women so much more better because they go through certain things. And it's like we try to, well, not we, because it's not necessarily us, but like men overall try to make them feel like they was doing something to cause that. And I had an experience where I was put in a position where I felt the same way, like I did something to cause someone trying to do something wrong to me because I'm a young man and this person is this way, that don't got nothing to do with me. Whether I'm like, you know what I'm saying, whatever the cause may be, woo-woo. So it just made me to be able to understand, like, women and everything like that in general, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything I've been through made me a better me. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, you know, even with, like you said, what does God mean to me? Even my meaning for what God means to me and, like, how tied in I am with God. I mean, my girl relationship, all that came on the back of me having these questions. So I'm thankful at the end of the day that everything happened how it did happen.
To me, like, and at least in the original scripture, God's name appears as Yahweh. But like how you were saying, like, you can't really, like, the name, like, don't get stuck on the names, what it means. Like, I will become what I will become, and that to me is like, that's where the power is. Like, or like today, people like say Jehovah too.
Yahshua.
Yeah, Yahshua.
Elohim. Like,
but it's still like, it's the definition of that. Like, it's gonna change. Like 1,000 years from now, it might be, you know, in whatever language, translated to whatever language it is, but it still be, I will become what I will become. And when, like, I really sit here and I think about that, and I look at nature, or I look at myself, and I'm like, it truly is like, I will become what I will become, and it's like, it's right in front of my face type shit.
Right, that's facts. Because even with, like, the Bible, you know how it has, like, so many translations and stuff like that because of over the centuries and over generations. But at the end of the day, it's always going to have that message. That message ain't never going to change no matter how many ways the enemy try to shape it, turn it, twist it, and erase it. It's never going to change, you know what I'm saying? So even with that, like, I got to understand. Like, I be trying to make sure that I understand and realize, like, anything I'm taking, even if we talk about certain stories from the Bibles, and we know these ain't people's names, it's not about their names, or it's what I'm taking from it, the wisdom that comes from within it. That's where I try to, like, you know, focus my life on, because it's always something to learn within the scriptures, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's helped me become a better woman too, because, like, just following by a lot of things, like, dang, like, morally, like, it's like, dang, like, this is good for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need this as a people to heal. And that's why they try to use it against us, because they know that once we get this healing, they ain't nothing can stop us. But the only thing that's stopping us, the only thing that's stopping us is our healing. You know what I'm saying?
Motherfuckers be so blind, bro.
Yeah,
it's like
literally.
this society, this system is truly built to blind the shit out of us. And it's like,
on all sides,
like from what we eat to how we live to what we wear to what we watch. It's like, it's a full-on attack from every side. And what's crazy to me is some motherfuckers don't even realize that we at war.
Right.
It's like...
That's what, like, even what he was saying with the music industry, too. And this is something I had to, because even when he met me, I started, like, trying to listen to more artists, like, you know, Christian artists or artists who's, like, more in tune with God. Because even when I used to, like, listen, because I'm a dancer, so I'm always have a feel for music. But a lot of these things, like, I used to listen to, like, all these women, like Summer Walker and them, and I love them, but it's like, bruh, the stuff y'all be talking about is so toxic. And that's why I used to get myself into toxic situations, because I'm listening to what they talking about, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, even with so that's why I say, even like, a lot of people wouldn't look at the music as a big thing, but I look at that as a big thing, because it's like, these people talking about Lil Baby and them, we love them, but they talking about real life killing people. That's why you got these little 6-year-old, 7-year-old boys end up killing, you know, grow up in the neighborhood where they trying to be thugs, when that's not what they really want, but it's what they seeing, you know, and they think it's the right thing, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I had to, like, really, like, get in tune with that. Like, I can't really, like, even if I want to listen to the music because I like it and it's good, I can't get, like, caught up in that, you know what I'm saying? I can't get lost in the sauce, because it's like, at the end of the day, I know what's really going on. So these people know too, but they trying to just push it away, you know what I'm saying? They're not trying to focus on it. So.
They're trying to what's it called, normalize these things, so that when they do happen, it's just like, oh,
it becomes a new moral.
You know, it's
yeah,
like,
they ain't trying to normalize it. It's normalized.
Now it is.
It's like we trying to normalize the right thing.
Right.
When I first started rapping, I had like I had 2 ignorant ass songs out. Like, you know, one was called Just Hit a Lick, and the other one was called Chivo, and it was like straight murder shit. And I had a little 9-year-old kid in my DM from the pond, from Bro's hood, and he was like, I look up to you, bro. It's like, I want to become you. And I'm like, I just looked, I'm like, I got 2 songs out. One is about robbing, the other one's about killing. Like, what the fuck am I really, like, inspiring this kid? Like, what is he truly looking up to be? And that's when I kind of made a choice, a conscious choice, to, like, that's what I've been through, that, and that's part of my story, my life. But I also gotta show them the other side. Like I got to.
That ain't everything that you are.
You feel me? Because if I'm only playing into this one side, and then I'm playing into the devil's plan. So I had to like switch it up a little, and now like I feel like it's more balanced now for sure. And even in my music, I'm trying to drop my own game. Like, I got one whole song called "What If God Was an Alien," and it really like, if you know, if a little kid listening to that, it's thought provoking.
Make them think. Yeah, that's one thing with the music too. It's just, I mean, like he said, like I'll put some things in it that's like part of things that I've done or like been through. But at the end of the day, I want something in that song to make you think about the good and the bad, you know what I'm saying? Because there's something that you can always learn from the bad. Right. You don't always got to take it for fucking being completely evil, which I mean, things are evil, but if you learn to assess the situation, you could learn something from it really and like have a life lesson with these things, man. But what I was talking about earlier too, I was literally watching the video earlier and bro was talking about like the names and all that, right? He's like, at the end of the day, the enemy's still gonna tremble when he hears these you like learning these things and you sharing these things that you're learning. Like at the end of the day, he's still gonna tremble. So people getting caught up in all these things that's dividing us, but at the end of the day, bro, if we just stick to the essence of the message, bro, the enemy's still gonna tremble, bro. He's still gonna be afraid, bro, because he knows that that's really the truth.
Yeah, that's where I'm standing there with the whole thing now. It's like, so I don't know how y'all feel about, you know what I'm saying, like, okay, so like even with the new age stuff, folks is really just running off with sauce that's not theirs anyways. So
what you mean by new age?
Like the rocks or the crystals, the numbers, the numerology, the so bullshit. My thing is, but it's like this. It's like,
for real.
It's like my thing is this. It's like just like how you were saying with the getting caught up in the names. I can't get caught up in the world trying to make these things religions. They're not religions. It's no different from a cultural type of like. It's no different from African people like spicy foods. It's no different from that. It's not like this deep thing that they're trying to make it. So if I'm having a thought to myself and it's like, oh, this is what God got planned for me, and then I see some numbers, okay, I'll take that. But I'm not finna go and be like, every day, all day, I need to look up the numbers.
Yeah, exactly, right.
I'm not finna go crazy. And the same thing with the music. It's like, with the music, it's like, I'm a slightly, like, not slightly leave it in there, but like, I'm gonna leave it in there, but in a way to where, if you listen to my song and you didn't know nothing, you wouldn't really like necessarily grasp nothing. Like it's
you ain't hear it for real.
Yeah, it's like I'm leaving it for those who know. If you know, you know. And then if you don't know, you don't have to necessarily know. Your soul knows. So basically, just like if you listen to Uzi's song, he'd be like, I don't even pray because I'm cursed. Like we ain't even think about that, bro. I ain't think about that shit for 2-3 years, and I went back and I'm like,
who said that? I don't even
pray because I'm cursed.
Who said that?
Uzi. He got a new song with somebody where he'd be like, I don't even pray, but I can bless you. Like.
Yeah.
Why are you saying these things? So it's like you don't have to actually stop and pay attention to the bar to actually for it to affect your soul. So vice versa. If I make a song and I'm saying, something like, may you a blessing. I ain't gotta be saying like I ain't gotta be fully on some like I'm throwing it in their face and making somebody feel bad for not being in their word every day. But I'm just doing it loosely to where the 80%ers, because the 80% of the world they just like they gonna go whichever way the wind blowing. Yeah. So they not even meaning to be bad. They just getting caught up in the wind blowing.
Just don't got no morals.
They don't have not even have no morals to stand on. I feel like if they was given morals, they would be standing on the morals. They're gonna do whatever they're told to do. That's like bots, bro. And I know that sounds bad because you would like to think that every person is a conscious player. They're not. When they be saying this thing of like, oh, it's giving main character. That's a real thing. It's giving main character right now. Everybody don't give main characters. Some characters are real life like bots, bro. Literally. So
I was saying that I don't know if y'all heard of Mr. Beast.
Oh yeah,
they had interviewed that guy and they were talking about the chips and everything. Like he was like, yeah man, I'll take a chip. Tell Elon Musk put it in my head. He's like, I'll have infinite knowledge but they were like, wouldn't you be a bot? He's like, I mean, we're bots now. I'm like, damn. Bro.
No, he's a conscious player being on some bullshit. His fans that's watching him, they're bots. Yeah. So now they're gonna agree with what he's saying because I fought with Mr. Beast. He said it wouldn't be that bad. So I mean, we already bots anyways. No, you're already a bot for even believing in some shit. He know when he leave him out of there, he not feeling that for real. He like, nah, I ain't gonna get no damn chip. They gonna get the damn chip though. You feel me? You got conscious players and you got two teams. You got the good people and you got the bad people. And you got the bots. We all fighting for these bots. We fighting for these bots, bro. We gotta get them. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good way to put it. Cause even the motherfuckers who's trying to oppress us with this system, like you can't do that being a bot. Like you have to be consciously trying to do that.
You gotta be consciously doing that.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll be feeling bad for these artists. Cause we'll have a conversation. I'll be feeling bad for these artists like Thug or Woo Woo. And I love Thug. Why sell my shit? You feel me? But it's like, bro, you knew what it was when you signed up. I just need the platform. I know you just need the platform, but it's like you knew what it was when you signed up, bro. Like they don't care about us. They don't love you. They never loved you.
Michael Jackson said it. Michael Jackson, they don't care about us.
Don't see none of them motherfuckers like that signed them standing up for him now.
No.
Trying to get them out because they believe they got the influence.
The ones that do stand up though, they get quiet down quick or they get killed. But they said.
But that's why we flipping this on his head. So even when we was talking about we talking about the music, so financially, the main place that they have us is financially. Because you got to understand that RCA, which became other record labels, so like all the overhead major labels, the three majors, they are built and based on like I don't know if I want to say the mob or the mafia, but basically like some old like street gangs that became to be full on crime empires and began to like run things. And the way they started running things is like, so they've been running things for a long time in different ways, but in the music industry, the way they began to start running things is basically like, so you know how much it take to make a song go platinum or viral or something like that? Like it costs money to do this stuff. So say, and they used to do this back in like even in like Rome, Greek times, like the artists like Michelangelo or like the Shakespeare's and all this, that, and the third, they would need the king to like pretty much approve what they was doing or like put the funding behind them because they're just the artists. But the people love art. We look at art as like, you know what I'm saying? Art is like next to life, you know what I'm saying? So basically imagine like you're an artist in the early like 60s, you know what I'm saying? 70s, something like that, whatever, right? And you ain't got no money to make nothing. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You just got your little skill or whatever. You got your little talent, you feel me? But your talent is a big deal. That's something that God gifted you with to be able to achieve your purpose through, right? So they gonna come behind you and put the money into it because they know it makes money. And then when you don't got their money, because they done signed you to a slave contract, they'll kill you off and get the money from out of your insurance. You feel me? So this way they like, again, I don't care, bro. I'm real vocal, bro. They done did it with the Pop Smoke. They done did it with the, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
all these motherfuckers,
come on,
man.
bro. It's like we really like, bro. We fighting for the bots, bro, because we can like you can like save lives. And my girl really kind of got me to start understanding that because at first I was just like, oh nah, if you don't get it, you just don't get it. You never gonna get it. You're not supposed to get it because God would have led you to it. But I'm starting to really realize that it's like some people not even know. Like some people don't even know. I be feeling like everybody knows, but she was the one who was like, nah, everybody can't know because if they knew, then they wouldn't be acting like this. And I'm like, you right. That's valid. You feel what I'm saying?
They'll have some people who like they'll have this same conversation with us, and then turn around and still be sweet.
Them the ones that's like, I'm cutting you all the way off. I had to get into it with a partner like that. Like I had to get into it with a bro like that about like some time ago. I was working close with this man, trying to help him do these things with his business. He like make beats and shit. Woo woo. And we was talking about the African thing. And this man was so like not going, bro. Like, and I was like being so understanding like the whole talk. That it ended up like by the time we got to arguing and actually fighting, it was like, bro, you asked for this because we was just having a conversation and everybody mad at you and I'm understanding you because I'm there with you, I'm here, you know what I'm saying? But you just showed me that you conscious of what you're doing. You ain't no bot.
That's the worst.
When
that's the
you
worst.
You evil,
that's
bro. I ain't fucking with it.
That's the ones I had to cut off too, man. Cause I was like, all right, you know what you're doing, bro. I can't even fuck with that no more.
That shit is hard for me to understand, bro, because it's like you can better your life, you can change, bro, like, but you choosing to stay asleep.
Some people like that, bro. Some people like that, bro. Like you gotta, and I be really studying the enemy too. And I think that sometimes it's like it's a very dangerous game to study the enemy. You gotta like watch how you doing it. You can definitely get caught up in it real easily. But I be studying the enemy and listening to some of these guys' songs and the stuff that they saying, bro. Like it's like, bro, these niggas like really like they get off on this. They get off on knowing that I can like throw this whole life away. Like I don't even know how. Like you get, like you said, it don't make sense. It's like they really get off on knowing that they going to hell. Like it's like,
weird.
What is that?
It's weird.
What is that?
I don't know.
They got. That's all it is. They got.
They done made peace with that shit. That's crazy.
How you make peace with that? You know what I'm saying? That don't make sense.
That don't make
that's the deception right there. That's the devil's game right there. He's a master of that shit, but he ain't gonna be a master of it if you're a master of yourself.
Right. Power to the people, man. 100%. Power to the people. 100%.
For sure.
It's like I don't know word for word how it go, but in the Bible it's pretty much saying that the devil know his time coming, and he mad as fuck about it, and he just trying to take as many people as he can with him.
He want as many of the boxes he can get. He want as many of the boxes he can get, but he can't have them because that's the difference between us. How I'm saying it, and I don't mean to say that in that way, like in a disrespectful way. But God don't look at those people as bots. God gave each and every one of them people a purpose, but the world then got them caught up in wanting to be the main, being this main character, where they might supposed to be a librarian, they might supposed to be a firefighter, they might supposed to be a police officer, but they want to go and be a fucking rapper. You get what I'm saying? So that's what make you a bot. You ain't trying to live your purpose. You a bot. You a bot. You know what I'm saying?
So I like that. I like that perspective. Because facts. Everybody's supposed to be a main character. Just some people stuck trying to be the wrong main character.
NPCs. NPCs out here going crazy.
Damn. Good fucking conversations, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, sure. We gonna need a part two. We gonna need a part two, bro.
Oh man, this bitch 2 hours long.
This is all like off the head.
Yeah, bro. I fuck with it, bro.
It's like,
I fuck with it.
It's like me personally, like I had stopped like just hanging out with people, like, cause it's like these are the type of conversations that me and the homies have like every day. Like we don't really sit around talking about stupid shit, but it's hard for me like to be around people and they just talking about stupid shit. Like I can't stay there. like I might be physically there, but like I'm gone.
I'd be like, damn, I can't wait till you start talking.
You feel me? Like the second some stupid shit come up, and that's really why we made this started this podcast, because it was like so much stupid shit, and we're like, nah, bro, niggas need some substance. And our first episode off the rip was Matrix. Like, let's just wake up, nigga. But yeah, bro, appreciate y'all for coming on.
Real, y'all time. Appreciate y'all time, bro. And y'all openness too, man. Appreciate y'all openness,
same with y'all, man. 100%.
Straight up. This shit real. But he ain't lying though, but it's all we be talking about, bro. We be getting into it all day.
I had a conversation like this with old heads since I was like 3 years old, bro.
I just got around motherfuckers like this, man. I used to be around some not it type people, you know what I'm saying? But I met this man, bro. It started like picking his mind.
How'd y'all actually meet?
Man, bro, we
met in the studio, bro. We been met each other, but like we really linked in like years later in the studio.
Yeah, on this music shit, on this now and never shit.
Yeah. I'm fucking with now and never too. I like that whole mindset.
Yeah, that's literally that's how it is, man. It's now and never.
Yeah, we had smoke when we was like maybe like 16, 17, couple times and shit, but like we ain't never really locked in, like linked in until we met up in the studio, and then I guess we started talking about things out of nowhere. We started realizing we had like similar mindsets in a sense, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Similar morals too.
Yeah, similar morals too. And it was just natural, honestly. It just came naturally. Just be around people like that, bro.
Straight up. Again, you just locked in. It's like when you meet genuine people like that, it's like it don't even gotta be on like no romantic relationship. Like you just can't let that shit go. Like you got locked in.
It's something I value, but the friendships I've made like in the past, it's like been like maybe a year and a half now. But it's something I really value. Like my homie Chivo, like a couple other homies too, man. But I value, cause I had always asked God to bring people around me that were like with similar mindsets, similar goals, similar morals, man. And then what happened, and I was just like, whoa, there you go, bro. You do not let that go.
You wasn't even looking at nigga, just looking at rap and shit.
Yeah, that's what it was wild to me. Yeah,
and it was crazy too, cause like when we locked in, like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, like there was a lot of like we started deep, like 10 deep. Yeah, and now we like 5 deep, 4-5 deep. It's just cause like it just like the road just keep going and the other shit just fall off. But that's how it go.
That's how it's supposed to go, bro. I rock with y'all a lot.
Appreciate you.
100%.
Say that.
Shit, man. Well, any closing comments?
For the people out there that watch
Black Eden IDK on the way.
Yes, sir.
Lumi so gifted, I don't play on the way.
Yes, sir.
Now I never got some new things on the way. I'm already podcast. They got more of these on the way. You know what I'm saying? Just good vibes. Great energy, man. You know, blessings to you and yours, 100%.
Appreciate y'all, man. I'm finna pray for y'all for real, man.
For sure. Likewise, bro.
Bless y'all relationship for real.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Keep going, bro. Keep going, bro. Y'all guys, I got something serious for
Got to
real.
lock in with that trading too, man.
Hey, tap in,
Bro, what's
Tap
up?
in.
What I tap at? What's up?
I'm gonna get your number, bro. That's crazy. We ain't even have each other number. This is all off of IG, bro. Like when it's meant to be,
It's meant to be.
it's meant to be, bro.
I had hit you a fucking second ago too about this shit, and now we just getting around to it. But yeah,
Divine timing.
Yes,
Nothing
sir.
better than that, man.
Yeah. It's gonna happen. Well, if you watched up to here, man, you
Yeah.
better
You watched up to here.
You better
You
have
chose
some
it.
facts, but
Good
we
2 hours.
we appreciate you. This has been the 10th episode. We still don't know yet.
Yeah, but we trying to know. But we trying to
Yeah,
know.
we trying. See, that's why we having these conversations, because without them, we never finna fucking know.
Yeah.
But
That ass.
we gonna get there one day, man. Appreciate y'all, and we'll see y'all next time. We don't know when that is, but we'll see y'all next time.